seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
Hi, everybody. On this first full week of 2026, we have a warming trend to look forward to. Tonight will be cloudy at times, overnight low temperature down to about 51. I've got us around 74 for a high tomorrow and middle 70s on Wednesday. Dry weather, partial sunshine. The next risk of isolated showers holding off till about Thursday, and a better chance, I think, on Friday with highs in the 70s both days. More showers on Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
At CB&S Bank, we've been meeting the needs of our customers since 1906. Need help setting up new business goals? Our line of commercial loans can help you achieve them. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
What's your biggest investment? Clear all air lanes for the big broadcast.
Let me see where I put my sticker. It is Happy Hour on News Talk 93.1 of MWACB, the first so-called normal day of the year. I'm your gracious, occasionally trucking and host Greg Goodell, riding shotgun. My stunning co-host Pamela Dubuque.
And here they are.
David Blackman, you got the Idiocracy going at 3:15, right?
We should.
Yeah, keep me posted on that.
I know.
I've had no contact from David, and that's a little unusual.
I don't have an email from him yet.
Not that the man isn't busy. So Maduro.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I understand Joe Biden had a $25 million bounty on Maduro. I hope he has to write a check to Donald Trump that he can split with, because Trump doesn't take any money from the government.
No.
Why not take the reward and split it among all the military and other people who helped execute that? It's funny, you think of weird things. When I heard they went in and got him, nobody got killed.
No.
It's not a war.
No.
And this has to send a chill down the spine of every other crackpot socialist dictator. Because Trump likes free people. And I can tell you this, I heard from several people in Miami, because there's a lot of Venezuelans who are there, and in many cases because they led this a-hole, they're thrilled.
I haven't heard of one Venezuelan who's upset about it.
No,
not one.
No, because they might get freedom back. Well, it's all about oil. Not really. No. There may be a benefit to that. We'll ask David about that, what impacts that could have, because another oil resource may drive gas prices down even further. Who knows? But I got to tell you, I was in Auburn, and it was nice to fill the tank for $2.29 a gallon, and that could drop even further.
I'm just looking at that because the Air Force is talking about what they did.
Cool. That's what you call a well-executed mission. They got their guy, and nobody got killed. And now the new leader of Venezuela, who is a socialist, has suddenly backed off her bitchy first take on things. I'm going to be in charge here. Good for you. It's nice to see that South America, if the vote is on that, the other component to this, by the way, Venezuela may have been the source for a lot of the election fraud because of the Dominion machines. So that remains to be seen, in specific terms, but that could be another reason why we went in there. And I hope they have the evidence. Trump talked about truckloads to show once and for all that I'll bet a good chunk of the current elected Democrats got in through fraud. That's all they know is fraud. Look at Minnesota. Tim Walz, this morning I posted a thing. Happy New Year to you, in jail. An hour later, it was announced that he's not running for governor. Now, what do you think made that happen? He was their vice presidential nominee last year, but you watched. When the Democrats think you're no longer useful to them, they will wipe their ass with you, and you will bear the stain forever. His political career is over. Although fun having him around to be fun of. So, other than that, hope your New Year's off to a good start. It is kind of nice to feel normal, to know what day of the week it is. Ooh, Skipper sent me a note that says boogie. Awesome, Skipper. Yeah. Let me take a moment to thank our friends at Montgomery Paint and Body.
Okay.
They are the presenting sponsor for the Great American Idiocracy that we discussed with David Blackman. And at MPB, in fact, over the weekend, I had a friend who late last year had some damage on her vehicle that she wanted Donnie to check. She thought one thing, but Donnie said, no, it's not going to be nearly as big a thing as you. Fixed it. She was, of course, like so many other MPB customers, amazed. Then some jerk ended her on Vaughn Road. Donnie Turner to the rescue again. Look, you're entitled to the best possible outcome when your car is in for repair. You'll get it at MPB on the Boulevard at East Shirley Lane with over 4 decades of excellence. Locally owned. So you got your local businessman who really cares about each and every outcome. A lot of places have become part of large chains, and that's franchising. Do they care as much? I mean, maybe decent work, but you want the car that looks good as new, maybe better. You'll get it at MPB 27 Rec with a W. We hope to have David with us when we come back. We'll take our first look at the roads with the aforementioned skipper.
Well, I hope everybody's having a great Monday afternoon. We have light to moderate traffic everywhere. Interstates, boulevards, not seeing any problems in the Montgomery area at the moment. Prattville Millbrook with Trumco reporting the same. We will keep you updated if you stay with us throughout the afternoon. Tommy House Studios is more than just a website builder. They help small business grow. With 25 years of proven results, they know what works. Visit TommyHouse.com and get started today. Buckle up with the Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, drive for free. E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free.
E-Bike Oasis, we're more than just Montgomery's best electric bicycle store. E-Bike Oasis offers free 1-hour electrical bicycle rentals and a full-service electric bike repair shop. Stop by E-Bike Oasis in Montgomery today for free rentals, repairs, and electric bicycle brands in town.
News is brought to you by Budget Floors and More, your new best friend.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. Governor Kay Ivey is awarding grants totaling about $44 million to assist low-income households with home energy costs. The grants will enable 18 community action agencies to provide emergency assistance to help low-income Alabama residents. The Montgomery Community Action Committee will receive $2.2 million of the funding. A new Alabama law is raising penalties for so-called porch piracy. The law, which recently went into effect, makes repeated package theft a felony and carry prison sentences of up to 10 years. Alabama is more than a dozen states that have recently passed laws specifically targeting package theft. Montgomery police continue to investigate after a man was found dead on Eastern Boulevard. MPD responded to the 3800 block of Eastern Boulevard Thursday night, where they found an unresponsive man. The as yet unidentified victim was pronounced dead at the scene. Details are in the ongoing investigation. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 59 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delaware Publix.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Introducing the Child Daycare Starter Kit. The fastest way to open a child daycare funded by the government that exists exclusively on paper. Each kit includes pre-approved vibes, paperwork you don't have to fill out, fake operating hours, an empty parking lot, and best of all, no children. Don't take our word for it.
I haven't unlocked the door in 6 months, and now I'm a multi-millionaire.
We'll teach you how to look busy, sound compliant, and confidently say, we're working on that.
I don't have customers, employees, or a working phone, and I've never been more profitable.
The Child Daycare Starter Kit. No kids, no staff, no problem.
As the 21st century began, natural selection, the process by which the strongest, the smartest, the fastest reproduced in greater numbers than the rest, a process which had once favored the noblest traits of man, now began to favor different traits. A dumbing down. How did this happen? Evolution does not necessarily reward intelligence. With no natural predators to thin the herd, it began to simply reward those who reproduced the most and left the intelligent to become an endangered species.
David Blackman and Greg Budell present Tales of the Idiocracy.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
And for the first time in 2026, we go to somewhere in Texas. The man with the 10-gallon brain, blogger extraordinaire, political analyst, oil industry expert, the one, the only. Let's give him the big welcome today. David Blackman.
Happy New Year, y'all.
Happy New Year.
It sounds like they're screaming in horror.
No, you're the man. I just want to ask you one question. We didn't get a topic list today.
Man, I said it.
You know what? All right, I'm going to accuse AOL. Let me just check.
1:43 p.m. to Greg Budell.
And here it is. No, wait a minute. For some reason, no. In fact, your blog turned up. This is concerning. Waltz is out, which certainly is a topic.
Yeah, send it to Greg Budell at AOL.com. Is that the right one?
I hate to admit it, but yes, that is it.
Greg, I can send it again.
That would be helpful. God, the Venezuelan a lot of your stuff went to spam. What the hell's wrong with you, AOL? This man's been emailing me for 8 years. He's not anybody to be suspected. That's
okay,
wild.
I just sent it again. But yeah, I mean, Venezuela's the big story, obviously.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting? I mentioned that Joe Biden, didn't he have a $25 million bounty on Maduro's head? I guess he didn't really mean it.
Oh, you know what? I messed up. I didn't copy Pamela on it. That's where I messed up. Doggone it. I'm sorry. Yeah, $50 million. And Trump said, don't give the reward to anybody. We get it, right?
Yeah. He should. And he doesn't take a dime in salary. He'll spread it around the
look on
soldiers.
Rubio's face was fantastic when he said that.
This is very alarming because, again, it did not. The topic list did not arrive. I don't know what.
I just sent it to Pamela. Maybe she can find it and get it to you.
She's got the lucky email here.
I've got it.
Yay!
Yep. I'll go print it out.
You know, you've trained us so well that when this whole thing came down with Maduro, I was happy to hear about it. I have friends in Miami, Venezuelan friends, who seem very, very happy about this.
Sure.
And yet, predictably, the same people, the same Democrat, it's really down to like 4 people. They've got Bernie, AOC,
Jasmine. Don't forget Jasmine.
Oh, Jasmine the Crockett. And Mondani now. How about that?
Mondani, yeah.
Can we spend a second on him? He's already made sure that anti-Semitism will thrive. He's out there with the big pronouncements about free this and free that. I don't see how that works.
No, it can't work. It's going to be he's going to collapse the city, and it'll take him a decade to recover. And but they're bringing it on themselves, and I don't have a lot of sympathy for him. I have to be honest.
No, you can't. And I don't know that we should step in to help them. Let them figure it out on their own.
Oh my God. We should not. The federal government should, because they'll come and begging for a bailout, once it all goes to, and
good luck with that.
That won't take but a couple of years. And then they're going to come screaming to the federal government, well, we need a bailout. You need to help us. And I think the rest of the country should just lift the one finger salute to them and wish them on their merry way.
Do you remember in the 70s? I don't know, there was Nixon or Ford. New York needed help then, so they could continue to waste money. And Ford or whoever it was said no. And the New York papers said, Ford to New York, F off.
Yeah.
That's the message that needs to be sent here. Elections have consequences. Aren't the Democrats reminding us of that all the time?
In fact, whoever's running for president in 2028 on the Republican side should make it one of the centerpieces of their campaign, because it's inevitable that that's where we're going to be at that point in time. And they should make it a national referendum on whether to bail out New York City.
I like that.
I just don't think we should send a penny to them.
No, because they'll only waste it anyway.
Look, the idiot today is already, introducing his income tax surtax on millionaires, right?
Yes.
So what's going to be the result of that? All the millionaires are going to pack up and go to Florida and Texas and, other free states. And to get away from the tax, it's going to decimate the tax base in New York City. That's going to defund city services, and it's just going to spiral down from there. And you're going to have a massive increase in the crime rate because he's defunding the police department, the fire department. He hired this DEI hired lesbian lady to run the fire department. And, it's fires going to get put out and the whole city's going to be burning and in poverty. And I just think we just write them off. I mean, really, I honestly, that's how I feel about it. They're doing this to themselves voluntarily. No one else in this country should lift a finger to help them.
Cheers to that. Totally agree. There's so many spokes on this wheel. I think one of the things the Democrats are shrieking about is oil or whatever. But I was thrilled to pay on New Year's Day $2.29 a gallon for gas in Auburn because the taxes here are very high in the city because they're doing what with that money?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably not fixing potholes. Probably, yeah.
No, in fact, I've got one. Oldfield Road needs to be repaved right there at Old Pump or whatever the hell the name of the street is. Can we get on that now after 6 or 8 weeks or whatever it's been? The $2.29 a gas was great. The oil component to this Maduro story, how's this going to play out? And is this going to actually lower our prices ultimately?
Yeah, in the long run, it certainly will if it all works the way they're talking about making it work. I mean, there's 1,000 moving parts and, we don't have a lot of details yet other than what the president laid out in his press conference Saturday. We really don't know how they're planning on it all to work. But when you look at it, you have the president specifically said the government's going to work with the big American companies to revitalize Venezuela's oil sector. Now, who are those companies going to be? They're going to be Chevron. Chevron is the only big company that maintained its license to operate throughout the Chavez and Maduro regimes. All the other companies had their assets seized and nationalized and then sold off to Rosneft, the Russian oil company. But those other big American companies include ExxonMobil and ConocoPhillips. Both were big producers in Venezuela prior to Hugo Chavez's nationalization move. And then you have European companies like BP and Shell and Equinor and Total Energies were also in there. So they're all going to be wanting to get in on it because the reserves in Venezuela are just gigantic, bigger than any other country on earth.
Wow.
But Trump specifically said American companies. So that limits it to Chevron, ConocoPhillips, and ExxonMobil. And I'm assuming you wouldn't put the president of the United States out there to say those things in a press conference if there hadn't already been conversations with those three big companies and gotten a positive response from them that they would want to get back in there and go do it. So that's the first thing. The good thing is normally when you start when there's a new oil discovery in a new play area, typically you have a 5 to 7 year lead time before you really start producing substantial volumes because you've got to install all the infrastructure. You got to go through the leasing process. You got to raise the capital to do it, yada, yada, yada. It just takes 5 to 7 years. It's a rule of thumb in the industry. But in Venezuela, the infrastructure is already there. A lot of it's dilapidated. It's going to need repair and modernization. You're going to have to figure out a way to run Rosneft out of there, which won't be that hard with the Marine Corps sitting there, and special forces. It won't be that hard to get them out of there. And then, you got to assume the federal government's going to be offering interest-free loans to capitalize these big projects because they're going to want to speed up the process. You have to assume the Trump administration is going to lean on the Venezuelan government to expedite leasing and return the leases that Exxon and ConocoPhillips owned before they were stolen by the Chavez regime. So this could all be a pretty quick process to add another million and a half barrels of oil a day onto the global market. And that's going to put immediate downward pressure on oil prices here starting, possibly even as early as the end of this year. But certainly by the end of 2027. So this could be pretty quick, and it could have a significant downward impact on oil prices, and that means gas prices going down below $2 a gallon probably. If it all works out the way the president wants it to work out, which is a big if, as we all know.
The woman that first succeeded Maduro came in with a real snippy attitude and almost like throwing down towards Donald Trump. She seems to have modified that stance. What do you expect to have happen there? Is she going to be allowed to stay or?
Well, so Delcy Rodriguez is her name. She's the vice president nominally. I mean, she was appointed vice president. She wasn't elected to anything. She's every bit as corrupt as Maduro.
Right.
She's been heavily involved in the drug trade and human trafficking. So when and again, we don't have a lot of information to go on, but my assumption is that the State Department of Pentagon learned some lessons from Iraq and Afghanistan and those failed ventures by the Bush administration, and decided that, well, you know what, it's better to leave someone who we believe we can control in there than create a vacuum of leadership at the top by taking her out and all of the leaders in the country out. And under the belief, and Trump mentioned that Rubio had conversations with this lady, that she's willing to be cooperative. So it's under the belief that the United States can influence her actions. And, if she refuses to be cooperative, then you just, you can go in and get rid of her. The Venezuelan military, the good part of all this is the leaders in the Venezuelan military have been very, very cooperative over the past few days with the United States because they don't want to get, they want to stay alive. And so at least early on, it's looking like fairly positive, potentially a positive thing that's not going to evolve into an Iraq-like quagmire again. But y'all, from reading what I write about this kind of stuff, I'm pretty skeptical.
Yes.
About American adventurism like this, and we've never been good at these kinds of things. But this isn't really a nation-building exercise. The other positive aspect of all this is when you were dealing with Afghanistan and Iraq, you're dealing with a couple of completely backwards countries with backward cultures who had never experienced any form of actual democracy ever in the history of the countries. Venezuela, until they made the mistake of allowing this communist Hugo Chavez takeover 30 years ago, was one of the most vibrant democracies in the Western world. And
wealthy country too, wasn't it?
And was the wealthiest country in the Western Hemisphere outside of the United States and Canada. And so this is a culture that has long experience with democratic processes, has the infrastructure, to hold elections, even though they've been fraudulent elections in recent years. They do have that infrastructure. They do have the cultural knowledge. They have an actual constitution that Chavez and Maduro ignored. So this isn't a nation building exercise. It's a revitalization exercise, and that's a different thing. But you're still going to have all the Soros organizations, and Soros and his people are going to be pouring billions of dollars in there to foment insurgencies and opposition and riots. They haven't gotten on the streets yet because you see everything that's happening there is positive right now. But, pretty quick, the Soros NGOs will be in there, organizing the same kind of AstroTurf phony rallies that we have in the United States all the time. And so that's going to be there. But I'm I'm trying to be optimistic about it all. I want it to work. I think it's very important for the United States that it works, and really for the future of the Western world that it works. And so, at least right now, knowing what we know today, I'm keeping a positive attitude about it.
I'm glad. By the way, Jeff, sorry, we have a call here, Ronnie B. People are already wanting to pick your brain. Can we take a call?
Sure.
272-9228. Soon we have to say 334-272-9228. David, we're among the last of the Mohicans where you can still dial locally without the area code, but that will end on January 23rd.
That's so amazing.
And here is Ronnie B.
Hello, thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
My question is, do you see any comparison between what has just occurred and when we took Noriega? Crime, human trafficking? No.
Sure. Yes. I mean, there's a comparison, but there's a lot more moving parts here than there was in Panama with Noriega. I mean, Noriega got indicted, similar kind of thing. He was indicted by a grand jury in the United States for drug trafficking crimes, and during, I believe, the later years of the Reagan administration, and George W. Bush decided in '89, his first year in office, to go in and get him, or George H.W. Bush. And so they went in, but it took. I'm sorry.
But aren't they doing the same thing now with the courts there in New York for the similar charge?
Yeah, very similar kind of thing. But in Noriega's case, we went in there with a full military invasion. A couple thousand troops in there, tanks rolling in, ships landing, yada, yada, yada. What we did with Noriega, I mean, with Maduro, took 12 hours, and it was in there, out. He's in New York and got arraigned this morning. So it's a whole different thing in that respect.
Okay. I was wondering why no one was making a comparison.
Oh, yes. But
I thought of it.
Comparable, yes.
Because I was in Miami when they got Noriega, and he listened to my show.
Noriega did?
Oh, yeah.
When he was in.
He liked the oldies. He liked the classic hits. Thanks so much for the call. Jeff, if you can call back right now, we will put you on immediately. Holy cow, I just looked at the market.
Yeah.
Big pop today. Is that
record close
possibly,
on the Dow?
Yeah, it's almost at 49. Is that pop connected to Venezuela, or is there something else I didn't hear about today? I do pay attention. I'm in the middle of a move, but I do pay attention. I don't wait for you to show up and, what happened, David? I'm stupid.
I mean, I'm sure it's a positive reaction to Venezuela, at least in part, but I mean, there's just all kinds of positive economic indicators happening too. And so
now, aren't other South American countries going more right?
Yes.
More populist?
Yeah. We're fixing to see some more go right, because Cuba's government's probably going to look. I think this is the first of the first of a long campaign. President Trump is going to he's going to do the Teddy Roosevelt thing. He's going to take on the truly big issues in this second presidency, come hell or high water. And I think we'll be rid of the Cuban communists here pretty soon. We'll be rid of the Colombian drug lords pretty soon. Wow. We're probably going to be rid of the Mexican drug cartels pretty soon. And it's going to be a long and winding road. But that's, I believe,
So why are the Democrats so upset? This all sounds like good news to me.
They figured out how to make money off the drugs.
There is a lot of members of Congress.
That's the other
other
question I have to sneak in, because we got a break at 40. Breaks are shorter, by the way. The Dominion voting machines. What role do they play in this big picture? Because Trump has been talking about rolling out truckloads of evidence on rigged elections. And is this part of this whole?
It's totally part of it. Yes. I mean, that's one of the big motivators, is to get in there and clean out the Smartmatic Dominion operations. That's where this all originated, in Venezuela, in conjunction, of course, with the United States CIA back 20 years ago. And they've rigged elections all over the world ever since with these Smartmatic systems and Dominion machines. And that's probably happening right now as we speak. All that all that infrastructure there's being dismantled, and who knows what may be happening with the people who've been running it. I hope, honestly, I don't really care. Whatever we want to do with them, it's fine with me. These people have tried to destroy the free world for 20 years, and they deserve whatever they have.
Yeah, I just saw a headline on Fox. Socialism on the rise in the U.S. Is it really?
Yeah, not really. No, I don't believe that.
You may see, somebody fool a few people in New York City and Bernie.
Just like they make it seem like every kid is trans when it's like
Thank you.
0.01%.
Yeah, I mean, that's fallen off a cliff. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of things have fallen off the cliff. There's so much going on, it's almost hard to track it. We're just getting started with David Blackman. Before we take this quick break, may we have your blog address, please, so people can find and support your work?
Yes, davidblackman.substack.com, where I write about politics every day, and also write about energy at blackman.substack.com. Come see me.
Here's the alternative, folks. You can spend all day flipping around cable channels and trying to gain a sense of wisdom of what's happening in the world, or you can just subscribe to David and get it all in a concise, well-written, precise fashion.
There you go.
There you go.
I'm a believer. I am. We'll be back with David in a moment. Montgomery Men's Health reminds you guys, you got one life. It's too short for not nows, maybe laters, and tomorrows. If you're experiencing issues with ED or low T, your relationships are getting complicated, your confidence is shrinking, it can affect your work because it preys on you. It's like a metastasizing monster in your head. Well, guess what? No excuses. Montgomery Men's Health has urologists and providers focused solely on ED and low T the right way. No unproven peptides, snake oil, none of that stuff. No horny goat weed. This is medicine. And guess what? That's why we have doctors, so we can keep our bodies performing at their peak level. They've been helping men reclaim their confidence with safe, effective treatments and getting them back in the game. And the only shame is doing nothing. If you're dealing with this, it's common. It's, like I said, insidious. It kind of sneaks up on you. Then when they say, what happened? Well, when you have that moment, that's when you call 334-440-3663, 334-440-3663, or you can book an appointment online in 30 seconds at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. 341, back with David Blackman in 4 minutes.
We have some accidents. Highway 31 at Hyundai Boulevard. Please use caution there. Also an accident reported in Montgomery, the 2000 block of Upper Wetumpka Road. That's going to be right near the intersections of North Florida Street and Claudette Colvin Drive. Please watch out for emergency vehicles reporting there. In travel, a couple of accidents. 2300 block of Cobbsford Road. That's in front of Max Federal Credit Union. And Highway 82 at Doster Road. Be cautious out there this afternoon. We will keep you updated. At McKenna Nissan, they've got over 100 used cars in stock, 0% financing up to 60 months. That's on select models, plus the lowest tax rates in Alabama. It's worth the drive. McKenna Nissan, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Buckle up with J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
1819 News.
The police chief at Tuskegee University is in trouble with the law in the state of Georgia. Chief Kareem Easley was arrested on New Year's Day in Sandy Springs for driving under the influence of alcohol. Easley was driving the wrong way on a one-way street in the suburbs of Atlanta. The arrest of Easley was reported on WSB Atlanta News. A statement has been released by Tuskegee University administrators saying that Easley has been placed on administrative leave pending the completion of a full internal investigation. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
A South Alabama man has died after his motorcycle left the roadway in Daphne and crashed into a tree. 66-year-old James McMasters was found dead at the scene. McMasters was also facing charges from Daphne police for making terroristic threats last week that involved himself and a neighbor. McMasters had been released on bond over the weekend, and the crash occurred on Monday in Daphne. Walker County authorities have detonated the explosive devices found at a home in Jasper where a young boy went missing last week. The explosives were found as a result of searching Jamison Bowley's home in an effort to locate his missing son, 4-year-old Jonathan Bowley. Sadly, the little boy's body was found 2 miles from that home over the weekend. An autopsy will be conducted. Jamison Bowley remains behind bars for constructing the explosive devices as well as chemical endangerment of a child related to methamphetamines. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Clark Heating, Air, and Plumbing. At Clark, they always offer 60 months free financing on Bryant, their highest SEER-rated system. But for a short time, they're offering 0% for 60 months on all brands. For all of your heating, air, and plumbing needs, better call Clark. Alabama certification number 09098.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Hi, everybody. On this first full week of 2026, we have a warming trend to look forward to. Tonight will be cloudy at times, overnight low temperature down to about 51. I've got us around 74 for a high tomorrow and middle 70s on Wednesday. Dry weather, partial sunshine. The next risk of isolated showers holding off till about Thursday, and a better chance, I think, on Friday with highs in the 70s both days. More showers on Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray to Publix.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Here's David Blackman's favorite. He said,
I'm Jeff Bezos. If you've seen pictures of me recently, you'll notice that my New Year's resolution is to let my hair down. Oh, and since I cannot grow hair atop my cranium, I'm referring to the hair down on my chin. That's right, ladies. I've grown a beard.
What?
Oh. And with that, my transformation from nerdy tech geek to rugged manly man is complete. I'm like Vin Diesel with a mega yacht. I'm like Terry Crews, except I can't do that thing where I twitch my pectoral muscles. But I'm working on it. So what's next? Well, perhaps I'll make another resolution to star in my own action film, because I'm like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson with my own movie studio. Oh, it's going to be the best New Year ever.
Shortwave, take it down, quick. What's it say? Shut up.
this just into the Idiocracy newsroom. McDonald's is being sued because allegedly the McRib doesn't contain any rib meat.
Are we shocked by that?
Boy, there's a shocker. Yeah.
I know.
The world's going to be a better place when they settle that. Why do people obsess over minutia like this?
I don't know. I've never seen the appeal of that sandwich. I think it's gross.
It is gross.
I am not a fan, but
I've never had
news.
it, but I've never
Ugh.
felt compelled to order it because that is a mystery meat.
whenever they don't have it available, though, a lot of people want it. So
I know. Yeah. It's a big deal. It's a thing.
presuming its popularity.
I have a traffic update too. We got a call about 85 North past the Tuskegee exit is backing up because of a truck fire.
Oh, well, that'll be a swell place to try and get to by tomorrow. Because there's no alternative in that neck of the woods. None. In fact, you are in the neck of the woods there, basically, because it's trees on each side. Good luck, folks. I, in reading you over the weekend, David, noticed that Pam Bondi is a bit of a mystery in that she had all of this stuff prepared for Maduro's indictment. Yet we're still waiting for a few other people that I don't get it.
Yeah, she can move real fast when the person being charged doesn't have a D next to his name. Just like, well, anyway. But of course, I wasn't really being fair on that. That indictment was issued in 2020, late in Trump's first term, and because Maduro had stolen the election that year, just like he stole the election in 2024, and he's been running drugs. Maduro has been de facto head of the Cartel del Sol. I mean, he's been running it out of the president's office. So, he's going to go to prison like Noriega. Noriega got a 40-year prison sentence and served 16 years, I think, before he was paroled. And initially they sent him here. He went somewhere in Europe. I don't remember if it was Paris or anywhere. Anyway, one of those European countries, and then eventually returned to Panama. But I don't think Maduro will ever make his way back to Venezuela.
So recapping on the oil side of it, I noticed that, you've talked about the companies that will benefit. And let me ask you this, as we were discussing this, not that many years ago. What?
I just looked up Noriega's prison time. Did you know that it was 36 years to the day that they captured both of them?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Happy
Yeah.
New
I
Year.
didn't know that.
Yeah. We were like, new year, new me.
Happy New Year,
Both times.
despots.
Yep.
I remember, I don't know if it was during Bush's second term or Obama's, but there was sort of an unofficial boycott on buying Citgo gasoline because it was coming from a country that was, do you remember that? And what country was that? Was that Venezuela?
Yeah.
Hey,
Citgo-
where's all the protesters saying, good work, Trump? Nice
Right.
work.
They don't know how to say that.
The Citgo is the it's the National Oil Company's refining wing and retail downstream arm. The National Oil Company in Venezuela is called PDVSA, PDVSA, and Petroleo del something, and I can't remember it all now. I used to know. And again, before Chavez came along, PDVSA was a wonderful company run by wonderful professionals. Just highly educated, really smart people. And of course, you bring in a socialist government, and we're going to see this happen in New York City too. Bring in a socialist government, you have an immediate brain drain. The professionals want to get the hell out of there. And so the company has deteriorated into a shambles, just like Pemex has done in Mexico. Pemex has a hard time keeping quality employees because they don't have any real freedom to operate. And Mexico is a failed state. It's not necessarily a socialist state, but it's a failed state run by drug cartels, just like Venezuela has been. And when that happens, your state companies just fall into disrepair, and that sadly has happened to PDVSA. But Citgo was a refining and retail arm. And you remember, you used to see Citgo stations all over the United States.
Yeah.
You don't see many of them anymore. I believe they still have some here. But I can't remember seeing one in recent years. So I don't know where they are.
They're sprinkled around here. There's
Are
very
they?
few of them, though.
Yeah. And I know they're in California still. But I don't know if we have any in Texas or not. It's really gone way downhill.
Yeah, we have a couple of those here. And you mentioned that Canada, Russia, China, maybe Cuba, Mexico, Venezuela. So those countries are going to see oil prices drop, correct? Aren't consumers in these places going to be happy because gas isn't going to be so damn expensive?
Sure. Yeah. I would think consumers everywhere would be happy. The oil companies aren't going to be thrilled because they're going to be making less money. But in the long term, you want to have those big reserves to stay in business. One of the things about being in the oil business is if your yearly production is going down, that means you're going out of business. So companies really work hard to secure the reserves, to maintain their production levels and keep them rising year after year. Because, if your production's diminished diminishing, you're essentially going out of business, and that means your stock price is going to suffer, and it's just a vicious cycle. So, but Canada's got a real problem. If you want me to take a minute, the problem for Canada is this. Canada currently sends about 800,000 barrels of oil per day out of their oil sands in Alberta into the United States. And our refineries along the Gulf Coast region in Texas, Louisiana, Alabama are tooled to process that heavy grade of oil that comes out of the oil sands up in Canada. So what is happening right now, because their prime minister, Mark Carney, is angry at President Trump over the tariffs. Canada's paying a price for those tariffs on their oil imports in the United States. So Mark Carney is trying to get a pipeline built, a big new pipeline built that would carry more than half of that oil that currently comes into the U.S. to the Pacific Gulf Coast to be shipped to China and other Asian markets. And so Trump looks at that and he says, okay, well, we're going to have some heavy oil coming in from somewhere. Oh, wait, there's Venezuela down there. They produce the same kind of oil. That would be just fine to come into those refineries and take the place of all that Canadian crude. So now we've taken out Maduro. We have control of the oil. We're going to revitalize the Venezuelan industry. And Canada is basically screwed. I mean, they're going to have to take all that oil and ship it somewhere else. And so they better get that pipeline built pretty quick because I think this is all coming. And so, there's a lot of geopolitical considerations like that involved in all of this.
It's hilarious to watch because from what I read, Democrats seem very confused about how to take this. I mean, you have some that they don't want to say you should have left them alone. In fact, I posted a meme. I think it was Saturday or Sunday. The No Kings rallies, right? We can't have a king here in the United States. But leave that dictator alone.
Yeah, dictators are fine, just no kings.
They're so full of beers or schmears that they don't know what the hell to say because he's passing them at warp speed while they're being left in the dust.
Yeah.
I gotta believe all of this. It's a long way off. I got to believe all of this is going to play well for Republicans who have the guts to stand up and get behind it in the midterms.
I hope so.
Who's going to vote against lower gas prices and lower food costs?
Part of the problem for Trump is that you've got these influencers on the right now, the Tucker Carlsons of the world, and Megyn Kelly's and, that crew who are out there already claiming this is just like Iraq, which it doesn't have really any resemblance at all to Iraq. Claiming the Jews are behind it all. It's all Israel. And, I don't think Israel's behind any of it. But you have this faction now in the MAGA base, or what used to be the MAGA base. Yeah, I don't know whose payroll Tucker Carlson's on. I don't know where Megyn Kelly is getting paid off to do what she's doing. But it's really pernicious in the Republican Party. On the Democrats, I got angry this morning. I read actually a good story in Axios in which they had interviewed about half a dozen Democrats who were mad at their own party for knee-jerking in opposition to what Trump did. But of course, not a single one of those half dozen Democrats Axios interviewed would speak on the record. So it's all unnamed Democrats in Congress, right? They don't have the guts to speak out in their own voice, under their own name. It's pathetic. They're more pathetic than the Chris Murphys and the Mark Kellys are on TV opposing it all.
Yes.
They're just pitiful. It's ridiculous. And I don't know how Democrat voters keep voting for these people. It's just mind-boggling to me.
It is. And it's TDS, as long as it isn't Trump.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Hey, wasn't it fun to see? And this is the Democratic Party. Tim Walz, come on in. There he is explaining all that Somali fraud, and there's nothing to this. And I've tried daycare. What's wrong with daycare? What are you going to get daycare? And now he's not running for re-election, just like that.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful?
Imagine if Kamala, who will be in our town a week from tonight.
Oh yeah. Did you see it extended from daycares into like home health agencies too?
Oh,
buildings
it's
full
massive.
of empty offices.
Yeah.
It's massive, and they got to get this out there, and people need to be pissed off that we have been robbed blind by these bastards.
Speaking of Kamala Harris, what does that say about her judgment?
Oh, we knew it was bad.
Tim Walz is her boy.
I refer to the meme that went around where it's a sequence. Biden said, or no, not Biden. Obama says, "I need a vice president who's dumber than me."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kamala says, "I need a vice president that's dumber than me." And here you go. I mean,
somebody who's going to take the heat off of her is going to be more of a joke.
I think if they had had
Absolutely.
a different candidate, I don't think Tim Walz would have been the VP. I think most people knew this is a losing situation. History is rife. How do you like that? I just dropped a really good. That's a good four-letter word. History is rife with people who turned down the vice presidency or didn't want it because it's a nothing gig, unless something, God forbid, happens. So I think guys like Shapiro, who may have considered it, or others who might have been more viable candidates, said, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Which basically, of course, in the lexicon and mindset of the Democratic Party would also make them racist because she's a black woman, isn't she?
I guess anyway, yeah. But of course, Shapiro would have been a far better choice, vastly better choice.
Scary.
But why didn't he
choice.
get picked? Because he's Jewish.
Yeah.
They couldn't pick him because the whole party's anti-Semitic.
Wasn't it great that Mondani, the first thing he did was reverse that anti-Semitism order from Eric Adams in New York? He didn't waste much time, did he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the trains will run on time. No, they won't.
No, they won't.
No. And they won't be free. And so many of these things he's promising them are not going to happen. And how about old Beaverface up there in the governor's mansion in New York? I don't know what to do. Because he's the new darling, and you don't want to get in hit. They have painted themselves into so many corners across the political landscape. It's mind-boggling. It's 4:00 already.
It is 4:00.
So, David, we're going to take our top of the hour break for Salem Radio Network News, traffic, and Uncle Chi-Chi's shirtless weather. But please direct everybody to where they can find your wisdom.
DavidBlackman.substack.com for politics and Blackman.substack for energy. Come see me.
All right, and we will do that back with David Blackman in just a moment. Our show, again, a presentation of Montgomery Paint and Body, 27 Rec with a W on the boulevard at East Shirley Lane. Here's Skipper with the Rex for MPB.
Well, our latest accidents, first of all, Prattville, Highway 82 at Doster Road, and also the 2300 block Cobbsford Road in front of Max Federal Credit Union. We're hoping that they have got these out of the way. 200 block Upper Wetumpka Road, please use caution there, and Highway 31 at Hyundai Boulevard. Again, those two accidents should be cleared as well by now, but use caution just in case. Everywhere else, busy building afternoon traffic. McKinnon Toyota's got the largest inventory ever, plus the lowest tax rates in Alabama. It's worth the drive. McKinnon Toyota, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Buckle up with the J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
I'm Jim Smith with Adams Drugs. At Adams Drugs, we offer a wide variety of services, including delivery, compounding, wellness clinics, and immunizations. Now is the time to visit any Adams Drugs location and get your flu shot. Getting an annual flu shot can help prevent you from getting the flu, reduce the severity of symptoms if you get the flu, and prevent serious complications such as hospitalization and death. Getting your flu shot at Adams Drugs protects you from getting sick, but it also makes sure that those around you, especially those at high risk, remain safe. Each year, up to 49 million people in the U.S. contract the flu. Depending on the flu virus's severity, deaths as a result of flu complications could skyrocket to 79,000 people nationwide. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for a location nearest you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. Are you getting ready to put your home up for sale? Remember the 6 Ps. Prepare your home by deep cleaning, painting where needed, yard work, decluttering the inside. Present your home to the market through the experienced realtor who knows how to market the home and get it sold. Price the home at fair market value of what the home should bring in today's market. Your realtor can guide you in pricing the home to sell, not sit. Pay for part of the closing cost and provide a 1-year warranty. Buyers today don't have the down payment and all the cost of buying a home without some help. Prepare to look at offers from the marketplace and accept the best offer for your needs. And 6, place your trust in experienced professionals, including your realtor, closing attorney, and mortgage company. For all the details, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 221-2883. And remember, we are now hiring agents, both new and experienced. Call me today for an interview. Bo Goodson, 221-2883.
The new year means new resolutions, not just for your body, but for your finances as well. Did you know that financial health is directly related to your identity protection? This is why you need LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back. Resolve to make your identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with a promo code BECK. Terms apply.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News. Alabama values.
Today is January 5th, Whipped Cream Day. Hey, Cream, you want to go out and celebrate your special day? Better ask your wife first. You are so whipped. Happy Whipped Cream Day.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump is vowing to revitalize oil production in Venezuela. The industry there has been in decline since it was nationalized by Hugo Chavez in the early 2000s. The president says the solution is to return U.S. oil companies who were kicked out of the country by Chavez at the time to bring their high technology and expertise to revitalize Venezuela's oil industry. It actually enjoys the world's largest proven oil reserves at an estimated 303 billion barrels in the ground. Deposed Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro has pleaded not guilty to federal drug trafficking charges. He did that today in New York, along with his wife, who was also detained and brought to the U.S. over the weekend. On Wall Street at the close, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 625 points. This is SRN News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Chuck McDowell here with Wesley Financial Group. My 78-year-old friend Linda called me yesterday. She bought a $40,000 great investment, and that he would personally book all her vacations. All lies. She called our sales rep, Chris, the next morning at 4:57 a.m. to cancel, and she was told it was too late. You had your chance yesterday. Another lie. She has 10 days in Tennessee. I am in a war with the timeshare industry because people keep buying their lies and they don't want me to help you. If you need a timeshare, I'm sure one of the 3,500 people that call my office weekly would love to give you one of theirs. Or go online and pay $1 for it, but stop paying $40,000 for lies. It's time to stop the insanity. Don't wait another day.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-364-7711. That's 800-364-7711. 800-364-7711.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Hi, everybody. On this first full week of 2026, we have a warming trend to look forward to. Tonight will be cloudy at times, overnight low temperature down to about 51. I've got us around 74 for a high tomorrow and middle 70s on Wednesday. Dry weather, partial sunshine. The next risk of isolated showers holding off till about Thursday, and a better chance, I think, on Friday with highs in the 70s both days. More showers on Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
David Blackman returns to us in about 90 seconds.
Did you know that 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February? And did you know there's a good chance it's just hormones? Hi, I'm Evan Bass, founder of Montgomery Men's Health, and I started this clinic to take care of men. If your testosterone is low, then motivation, energy, and drive often follow too. And keeping resolutions can feel like walking through mud. Even more so as we age, these things tend to get worse if untreated. Guys, you're not alone. Your urologist-led support team at Montgomery Men's Health has your back. For years, we've effectively treated ED and low T comprehensively and with proven treatments dialed in just for you. With same-day booking, you can meet our passionate team, and by this afternoon, you'll leave with a plan that's designed to be sustainable for life. The number one thing we hear guys say is, I forgot how I used to feel. Guys, it's time to feel amazing and crush this new year. Call my team right now and let us treat you to an unforgettable experience. Dial 334-440-3663 or go to montgomerymenshealth.com. montgomerymenshealth.com.
Kick off 2026 with a money-saving deal at the River Region's top pizza buffet. Pizza Perfect. In January, get $5 off any large pizza. No matter how many toppings, you'll save $5. Pizza Perfect's buffet includes pizza as well as spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink for only $13. The buffet is available Monday through Saturday for lunch and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. In January, get $5 off any large pizza at Pizza Perfect, Coliseum Boulevard in Eastbrook, available for carryout and delivery.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Introducing the Child Daycare Starter Kit, the fastest way to open a child daycare funded by the government that exists exclusively on paper. Each kit includes pre-approved vibes, paperwork you don't have to fill out, fake operating hours, an empty parking lot, and best of all, no children.
How about that? And Timmy Waltz will not be running for governor. And just like that, didn't that seem to happen awfully quick? Like 1 minute.
It did.
Waltz is,
Oh, yeah.
there's no fraud here. And blah, blah, blah.
It's been a week.
Not even that.
I saw
And now
some
all of a sudden-
speculation today that maybe Trump had a call with him and said, look, you either get out or we're going to prosecute you. Because look, there's no doubt he's known about that, what was
Yeah.
going on there, and was probably
Sure.
benefiting from it. I mean, he's known it for years and done nothing effective to, the only indictments and prosecutions have been by federal prosecutors in the federal courts. State of Minnesota hadn't done squat. So, I suspect he may have made a deal with the administration.
Is there a chance that people in Minnesota have spoken up against this and gotten angry? That,
Conscious people have, but these are people that elected and reelected Tim Waltz, knowing what a dope he is.
That's the distressing part. And I blame that on climate change because it's very cold up there. And I really think people especially the northern tier, you got Minnesota, you got, parts of Wisconsin, but Vermont. New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, what the hell's wrong with them?
I know.
You got against lower gas prices. What do you got a better cost of living? You're all screaming your bloody heads off about affordability. You got a guy in the White House who's actually doing that.
Right.
Vermont
and
what the hell's your problem? I just don't get that.
Go ahead, Pam. I interrupted you.
No,
I was just going to say that Vermont actually elects a Republican governor. So I really don't get it.
It's bizarre.
Well, now
really bizarre.
David, let me ask you this again, because we know that Dominion voting machines and the Venezuelan connection there. Maybe this is going to be the big difference maker in the midterms. because they just won't be able to commit the kind of fraud. I think that's what Trump is out to stop.
That's a big piece of it. You know, you've got to do three things. You've got to get rid of the crooked voting machines and the software by Smartmatic that enables them to connect with one another and invent the number of votes that you need to get the Democrats in office. You've got to eliminate the use of mass mail-in ballots, which are the most easily defrauded ballots. And any election official who's conscientious will tell you that. I mean, it's just an obvious fact. And then you have to have a voter ID law nationwide. You do those three things, voter fraud becomes this minuscule little problem in isolated pockets of the country, and not any sort of a national thing. And we go back to it. But the problem for Democrats is they know is if you do that, the Democrat Party's ideas are so awful and horrible and
what do they got?
Most Americans who are actual citizens of America, they could never win another election again. So that's why they fight so desperately to prevent any of those three things, you know, that would guarantee free and fair elections. You know, they're dead set against any of them. Voter ID laws have an over 81% approval in polling in the United States. And even among Democrats, well over 60% of Democrats are in favor of voter ID laws. It's just, I mean, but you know, the party can't have that because it wouldn't exist, at least as a national power.
Elon did an interesting tease over the weekend. I guess he and Trump dined at Mar-a-Lago. I'm happy to see that there is some harmony there. And Elon's purchase of Twitter, as you mentioned, David, numerous times, that's one of the most significant events in free speech history.
Yes.
In the modern context, that he opened up Twitter and stopped with the censorship. And this is, of course, it made the liberals apoplectic because, God forbid, there's more than one opinion available anywhere these days.
Well, and without that happening, we wouldn't know anything about the fraud in Minnesota. We need to realize that. We wouldn't know anything about Maduro in Venezuela.
He's teasing something towards the midterms. It was kind of cryptic, but he's, first of all, his wealth is up to $700 billion. Remember when he was going to go bankrupt when the Democrats were? That's Chuck Schumer on TV looking down his nose over his glasses. And there's Hakeem Jeffries. What a great, good Lord. Teasing something about the midterms that he expects them to be exciting. And I mean, I would just love to reverse that ages-long tradition of the opposition party taking power just because they're the opposition power.
Yeah, no, I would too. I mean, again, if you could fix those three aspects of the election system, the Republicans would probably have 250 seats instead of 220 in the House right now.
Wouldn't that be
and
nice?
Stand to gain more. You know.
May I play this clip? It's 1 minute and 17 seconds of Marco Rubio with the CBS anchor on Venezuela.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yes.
I have not heard this yet, so I am dying to play it. And let's let it roll.
Controls the police, the chief thug, Diosdado Cabello. He's the interior minister. He's been indicted by the United States. He was in that indictment the administration released. He's a narco terrorist. There's a $25 million price on his head. He's still in place. The defense minister, who has deep ties to Russia, $15 million price on his head. He is still in place. I'm confused. Are they still wanted by the United States? Why didn't you arrest them if you are taking out the narco terrorist regime?
You're confused? I don't know why that's confusing to you.
They're still in power.
It's very simple. You're not going to go in and wrap up. But you can't go. You're going to go in and suck up 5 people. They're already complaining about this one operation. Imagine the howls we would have from everybody else if we actually had to go and stay there 4 days to capture 4 other people. We got the top priority. The number one person on the list was the guy who claimed to be the president of the country that he was not, and he was arrested along with his wife, who was also indicted. And that was a pretty sophisticated and frankly complicated operation.
It was.
It is not easy to land helicopters in the middle of the largest military base in the country. The guy lived on a military base. land within 3 minutes, kick down his door, grab him, put him in handcuffs, read him his rights, put him in a helicopter, and leave the country without losing any American or any American assets. That's not an easy mission. And you're asking me, why didn't we do that in 5 other places at the same time? I mean, that's absurd.
Oh, I love it. Rubio and Joey, I hope you hear me. Rubio.
If they really want to reform CBS News, they've got to fire Margaret Brennan. She's just an abject idiot.
Yeah.
And it just makes an ass of herself every time she interviews anyone from the Trump administration. And it's unseemly. The looks on her, the facial expressions when she's interviewing a Republican, it's like she's literally an insane person. So Barry Weiss, who, if she really wants to clean up the mess at CBS, she should have already fired Margaret Brennan. I don't know why she still has that job.
Hey, but you have to applaud, given the overwhelming amount of talent at CBS, her choice for the CBS Evening News, Tony Dockapel.
Yeah. I don't know how the right pronunciation is.
Unless I'm mistaken, he's been on the morning show for a long time.
Yes, with Gail.
And when we used to do it, that guy, I wouldn't put him on a high school TV station to do the morning announcements. He looks weak. There's nothing compelling about the way he does anything. This is an odd choice to me. And one
me too. I don't get it, but they got to put somebody in that job. They couldn't recruit Brett Baer. She tried to recruit Anderson Cooper for some reason, which remains a mystery to me.
Oh my God.
And he didn't want it. So, she's got to put somebody in that job. The 2 clowns that were tag teaming it, nobody watched. And so I guess this was the best pick available who's currently on staff. And to me, maybe he's more moderate. I don't know. Maybe he'll do a good job even. I don't know. Don't care. He doesn't have any mass appeal to the country. And he's part of the toxic culture that created the need to bring Barry Weiss in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So hiring from within is not the answer. Even though I know she wants it to be, it makes her life a lot easier if she can do that. It won't upset Leslie Stahl, won't give her a case of the vapors, and Scott Pelley won't throw his eyeglasses across the room and huff out of the room in disgust. But at some point, if she really wants to get the job done, she's going to have to clean house. You just don't take over a toxic culture like that,
right?
And say, "Oh, we're going to do better, and here's our guidelines, and y'all go do better." It doesn't. Life doesn't work that way, and I just think, I just continue to wait to see her take some real firm action that shows she understands the true nature of the problem she's taken on.
She has done some things.
She has, yes, some things.
What's the latest on 60 Minuets? I mean, let's put it this way. I think the legacy networks, the evening news, those broadcast live, I think the 3 of them combined don't equal what one network would have gotten even 10 or 15 years
20
ago.
years ago. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're combined. They get maybe on a really good night, they'll get 20 million combined.
Wow.
Which would have been an awful night for Walter Cronkite.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been,
What do you mean I didn't get 20 million viewers tonight?
That's nothing.
Who can we fire?
I mean,
isn't it amazing to you that Walter Cronkite, and let's face it, when when there wasn't room to fudge a story in a particular direction, he had that compelling, I believe everything you say demeanor.
Yeah.
But there's still people, he was no completely fair journalist.
Oh, no. I mean, we thought he was at the time, right? Uncle Walter and all that, but looking back, he really wasn't.
Oh, there's Tim Walton on TV with his shiny forehead. Yeah, what's the reason he's getting out now? Will spend more time with the family? You know, if all of this happened, if we can look forward with confidence to a free and fair midterm election, gas prices under $2, food prices coming down because it costs less to transport food, and all these other lower interest rates so people can buy houses, affordability.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling Trump what you think is important so we can fix it before you have a chance to bitch about it. But if all of this happens, David, we can actually turn this into a 2-hour baseball show.
There you go. Talking
Why?
Dodgers, baby.
We'll start up news, no problem. Trump's good. There's no war. That's the other thing. Why are we declaring war on Venezuela?
Well,
3 hours.
We
It
didn't.
took less time for them to get to Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
Less time to get to Maduro than it did to get to Gilligan's Island. So they just
think of how much better it is the way Trump does this than it was with Bush and Cheney.
Yes.
I mean, Bush and Cheney get you involved in a 20-year war and really no one really knew what the real objective was. There was no end strategy. There was just, you just got 500,000 soldiers over there in the Middle East getting killed and shot up, and
Money.
Trump, and he's done this repeatedly now across 2 different presidential administrations. He identifies the objective. They spend weeks planning the operation.
Yes.
They get over there. They accomplish the objective. They get back out before anyone even knows. It's done. It's over. There's no, and nobody's dead. At least no Americans. I don't know if there were any Venezuelan casualties. There may have been. But there's no loss. And we didn't leave $87 billion of equipment behind like Biden did getting out of Afghanistan. It's such a different thing. The Democrats, I don't think they can even comprehend it. And the people in the deep state, it's such a foreign thing to them to have a president who's using the military for actual America first objectives instead of what benefits the military industrial complex and all the grifters who make a living from that. They don't really know what to do about it, I think. I mean, even the CIA played a productive role in this operation, which is extraordinary.
Amy Klobuchar, the Minnesota senator, just said on TV that Tim Walz made the difficult decision to focus on the problems of Minnesota rather than run for re-election. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have no shame. They have absolutely no shame. Fox Huckin and Chinik on the phonies with the no kings, but leave that dictator alone. I got to check that on Facebook to see how much play that got. By the way, this just in from my woke alert service. The Hilton hotel chain has announced they will not allow ICE agents to use their hotels.
Well, so that story is a little different than that now.
Okay.
That was the initial report. Now Hilton has come out with a statement here over the past 15 minutes or so saying, oh, this was just a single
Of course.
franchise, not company-owned Hilton hotel.
No. They would never.
And that they are looking into the matter, performing an investigation.
An investigation.
Yeah, and the actions taken by the proprietor do not reflect the values of the Hilton Hotel Corporation. So they're claiming this was not corporate policy, of course.
Well, I hope
maybe it wasn't.
The woke alert, by the way, is available from Consumers Research, and they'll tell you any company that is telling you one thing and doing another, going all the way back to Target with because everybody, every baby needs a gay T-shirt or whatever. At 4:28, let's see, we should probably take the break before we start another topic.
Okay.
Also, there's another clip from CBS on Supreme Court corruption. Another Democratic narrative is patently false. I kind of like to hear a little more on that. There's so much going on. There's so much out there. that sifting through all of it, distilling all of it into a few basic nuggets is getting tough, but most of it seems to be really good. David will now tell you where to find him on Substack so you can subscribe and support his work. And really, you know what? He's going to free you up a lot of time. You're going to have time for hobbies and things that you haven't been able to get around to, because David Blackman will bring you the world in a matter of minutes. You know what's going on. You got an honest man telling you. And by the way, when Donald Trump, I love the Unforced Error blog with the Rob Reiner thing. I know what Rob Reiner called him. I didn't think he needed to do that. Example, point in case. So this man is a real journalist. And if we have time at the end of the hour, you know, maybe if there have been any baseball moves, we'll check those out too.
There haven't been. Nothing. There's nothing.
College football playoffs, NFL playoffs. Maybe we'll touch on some of that.
You know, I don't even know who's going to be in the NFL playoffs.
Thank you.
I hate to tell you, but
I said the same thing this morning. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I found out by accident that the Patriots have become relevant again. That doesn't mean anything. I don't know who the quarterback is. I don't care.
Who is it's the former North Carolina guy that's quarterback in the
Cam Newton?
No. Hell, I can't even remember his name. Anyway, he's had a great season. Can't remember his name, but apparently he's pretty good.
That guy. We'll call him that guy. Once again, that Substack address, David.
DavidBlackman.substack.com. Would love to see you there.
All righty. It's 4:30 on the button. We've got 1819 news coming up after traffic. A quick reminder. Today was National Divorce Day. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know, a lot of couples will agree to get through the holidays and then in January look to go their separate ways. To do it with dignity and respect and make sure that you are treated fairly, I recommend Dana Delk and Jacqueline Tomlinson for this or any other family law matter, from the making of a will to helping with an adoption. They have years of experience now and hundreds of cases. And if you want somebody looking out for your interests and helping you, because that can be a very emotional time, you may not make the best decisions. You need people who will be honest with you and give you the right advice and who will listen, but provide you with a direction. Okay, this is where you want to get to. Here's where you're at today. Here's what we need to do. Just follow the leader and we'll get you there, and you can move on with your life whole, intact, and not suffering the consequences of making mistakes, and do it with compassion. That's important too. 819-4810. Now, it may not apply to you. You may know somebody who's trying to adopt, who is, in fact, getting a divorce and looking for a lawyer. I can't recommend them highly enough because they're terrific human beings, but they know their stuff. And when you need a leader for your own life, they're the people to call. 819-4810, or visit them online at thealabamafamilylawyers.com for Delk and Tomlinson, attorneys at law.
Representation is made that the quality of legal services performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Back with David in a moment. 1819 News after traffic.
Traffic's building right now, but we are not really seeing any issues around the area that are really going to slow you down. Busiest spots, East and East South Boulevard, the interstates, as usual this time of day. No issues in Wetumpka, Millbrook, or Prattville. We will keep you updated. Come by Thompson Tractor and check out their incredible selection of used equipment. See the machines that get the big jobs done. Thompson Tractor off I-85 past Taylor Road. ThompsonTractor.com. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
1819 News.
The police chief at Tuskegee University is in trouble with the law in the state of Georgia. Chief Kareem Easley was arrested on New Year's Day in Sandy Springs for driving under the influence of alcohol. Easley was driving the wrong way on a one-way street in the suburbs of Atlanta. The arrest of Easley was reported on WSB Atlanta News. A statement has been released by Tuskegee University administrators saying that Easley has been placed on administrative leave pending the completion of a full internal investigation. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
A South Alabama man has died after his motorcycle left the roadway in Daphne and crashed into a tree. 66-year-old James McMasters was found dead at the scene. McMasters was also facing charges from Daphne police for making terroristic threats last week that involved himself and a neighbor. McMasters had been released on bond over the weekend, and the crash occurred on Monday in Daphne. Walker County authorities have detonated the explosive devices found at a home in Jasper where a young boy went missing last week. The explosives were found as a result of searching Jamison Bowley's home in an effort to locate his missing son, 4-year-old Jonathan Bowley. Sadly, the little boy's body was found 2 miles from that home over the weekend. An autopsy will be conducted. Jamison Bowley remains behind bars for constructing the explosive devices as well as chemical endangerment of a child related to methamphetamines. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Need some extra cash? Gold and silver are at an all-time high. Turn your old coins, currency, or gold and silver into money at Trademark Coins and Currency, the only coin shop in the River region with over 40 years of experience. Veteran owned and operated, and proudly serving Montgomery from their location off Vaughn Road. Trademark Coins and Currency is always buying, and free appraisals means there's no pressure, just real value. Make an appointment today. Learn more at trademarkcoinsandcurrency.com. Trademark Coins and Currency. Experience you can count on. Want that ride that is fun, affordable, and street legal? Check out ETG Outdoors in Montgomery. They have huge discounts on electric golf carts with many brand new units under 10 grand. New and used inventory, financing available, and they service what they sell. ETG Outdoors even provides lithium battery conversions and free delivery with purchase. Whether it's for the neighborhood, the farm, or just fun, ETG Outdoors, 7006 Vaughn Road, or online at etgoutdoors.com. Cruise smarter, drive electric. ETG Outdoors, your ride to freedom starts here.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Lewis at the Capital Oyster Bar, and I just want to tell you, if you're in business or got an event coming up and want to do some advertising, wisely spent dollars are spent down here at Blue Water Broadcasting. All the guys are nice, easy to work with, and I see results, I guarantee you.
Radio reaches over 90% of everyone in the River region. Shouldn't your ads be out there where your customers are? Call us to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you got a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Hi, everybody. On this first full week of 2026, we have a warming trend to look forward to. Tonight will be cloudy at times, overnight low temperature down to about 51. I've got us around 74 for a high tomorrow and middle 70s on Wednesday. Dry weather, partial sunshine. The next risk of isolated showers holding off till about Thursday, and a better chance, I think, on Friday with highs in the 70s both days. More showers on Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has digital banking solutions to help you keep up. Check balances, pay bills, and much more. Learn more at cbsbank.com. Charges and fees may apply from your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for information. Member FDIC.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Make no mistake. There will be a trial, and when that trial ends, senators will have to decide if they believe Donald John Trump incited the election against the United States.
There are certain moments from the Idiocracy that bear and deserve repeating, and that is absolutely one of them. What do you think's going on in his head these days? I just saw John Brennan praising the ouster of Maduro. Maybe that's part of his deal.
No, and again, there have been some talking heads on both NBC, MS Now, and CNN. Actually supporting getting rid of Maduro, and I think it's causing further confusion within the Democratic ranks. They can't figure out which way to jump. All of a sudden, there's actual diversity of opinion in Democrat world, which is not a normal state of affairs. So I'm sure Schumer doesn't know which way to jump at this point. He's not a leader. He's never been any kind of a real leader.
No,
he's a follower, and he just takes polling information and talking points provided to him by some really expensive communication firms, and
I think
and goes with that.
The funniest comment I saw all weekend was Mom Donnie saying, "I'm going to protect New Yorkers," because he was horrified at this development. The question is, who's going to protect New Yorkers from him?
Yeah, well, that's unfortunate, but it's there's no protecting New Yorkers from themselves. Basically, that's
right.
He's their fault, and they're a burden to bear.
By the way, the Washington Post has also endorsed Trump's ouster of Maduro. Am I awake? Are we hallucinating this, seeing things in the Washington Post that actually support an action taken by Donald Trump?
Yeah, and both the Washington Post and the New York Times had 2 or 3 hours advance notice of this operation happening.
Oh.
And both of them chose to hold that information secret from their readers until all American military personnel had been safely evacuated. That would not have happened in the first Trump presidency.
Here's
at
another
either of those papers.
Here's another moment from the Idiocracy. Joe Biden's spokesperson is now criticizing Obama for all the innocent civilians killed in his drone strikes. This is hilarious. They're just at war within. I just don't see how that's going to translate to a big midterm success. I just don't. Whoa!
So Joe Biden's spokesperson?
Jill
Oh,
Biden's
Jill
spokesperson.
Biden's. Well, okay, whatever. Who cares what she says?
Honest to God,
Why
that
in
is
the
the
world
truest.
would they even be making a statement? What idiots!
Just to try to be relevant.
They don't know what to, I think, David, you hit on it. They don't know what to say because things happen so fast. They're good. They're ultimately going to benefit Americans. So they don't know whether to criticize, support, or they don't even know what the party line is anymore because they become this mix of flat out communists and a few moderates and everybody else just wait and see which way the wind is blowing.
I was having a conversation with a guy I used to work with this morning. Good guy, really a fine professional. Closet Democrat. Always wanted to pretend he wasn't a Democrat, but he's a total Democrat. Hates Trump. And he's just going on and on and on about this was illegal. He needed to get a declaration of war. And I'm like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. And I finally stopped and said, look, because we got off on the topic of the fact that the only reason the Cuban government has been able to stay in power for the last 4 or 5 years is because they're getting all this cheap oil from Venezuela at discounted prices. People don't know, but most of Cuba's power grid runs on crude oil, which is, not even natural gas or coal, crude oil. And they've gotten it from Venezuela at highly discounted prices. It's the only way they keep the lights on. Well, that's going to stop now. And Cuba's government is going to fall. And he was going on and on about that. What right do we have to determine the government of Cuba? I said, we should have determined the government of Cuba in 1960.
Yeah.
As soon as Castro deposed Batista and took power, we should have gone in with the Marines then and cleaned that son of a you-know-what and his people out of that island and done the right thing for the people of Cuba. Instead, we've allowed millions of Cubans to die and suffer.
Yes.
for the sake of Democrats saying, oh, golly, we can't do that, because many Democrats are closet communists. That's the only reason why Castro government lasted, is because so many Democrats, American Democrats, are closeted communists.
When
We've
I
got to end this, and I hope Trump really is planning to end it.
well,
It's just got to stop.
Is it possible that somebody in Cuba may be able to buy a car that's less than 60 years old? Is it true that everything they drive there is like ancient?
Yeah, I mean they haven't been able to they import cars, but they don't make any cars in Cuba. And they American companies, America has had a boycott on shipping any kind of that kind of hardware into Cuba. It's not just cars. It's refrigerators and stoves and washer dryers and whatever they can get in sub-quality Russian and China stuff they have there, but they don't have any quality American goods. And so, yeah, I mean,
every time they show cars
are filled with 1957 Chevys and Ford Fairlanes.
I wish we could get more of those, honestly. You can still work on those.
Yeah.
We can't work on our cars anymore.
No, I know. Yeah.
Every time though they show you a shot of Cuba and cars, it looks like a clip from American Graffiti.
Yeah.
It's all old stuff. I'm loving this. This is going to be fun to watch. Freer people. And it's not just them, as you mentioned earlier, David, you brought up Mexico, and what are the other countries that may see changes?
Well, Colombia is run by a communist drug lord. Brazil, I think Brazil's president may have a problem before this is all over. He was fraudulently elected in 2022, using the same tactics that were used to fraudulently elect Joe Biden in 2020 with the CIA's help. Lula da Silva is the president down there. He's a communist. And, I don't imagine that Trump has any plans to invade Brazil and arrest him. He hadn't been indicted in the United States for anything. But I do think he's going to have a problem maintaining power. He's up for re-election this year. And I think he's going to have a real problem maintaining power without the assistance of the CIA again. So he's got a problem, a real problem.
Pardon me for smiling, but I just looked at the TV monitor and saw Tim Walz's explanation for why he's not going to run for re-election. I would have to believe, David, that his approval in the latest polling, given the Somali thing, is now out. They can't hide this anymore.
Yeah.
That he would have no chance at winning re-election there. That this, of course, is just total BS.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to overestimate the self-destructive stupidity of Democratic voters. I mean, it just is. And, these are people who reelected Bill de Blasio, for crying out loud.
Oh,
yeah,
that's true.
Just the most ridiculous political figure in modern times.
Warren Wilhelm.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't in Minnesota, but it's the same mindset of people. And so I think Waltz probably could have been reelected, but that's why I think he must have gotten a call from the president.
Yeah.
I also love the fact too that Russia and China they're going to be losers in this, and we didn't have to fire a shot.
Yep.
And nobody got killed. In, out, gone. Anybody else want to test us? Go ahead. Make our day. And I really believe, we always have to remember the legacy media gets on whatever page they decide to be on and they shriek it to the heavens. But I think their collective volume is being diminished by the day.
Yeah.
Well, that editorial at the Washington Post today is just extraordinary, because that's another thing that would not have happened in Trump's first presidency. I mean, it just wouldn't. So yeah, I mean, there are changes happening. I mean, and I feel like I'm probably overly critical of Barry Weiss. I know she's doing her best. She thinks she's doing what needs to be done. But you look at that toxic culture, and I've been at companies that had toxic cultures, and you don't cure them by hiring from the inside. You just don't.
It happens in this business too. I've seen it.
Yeah.
We have a call. Let's talk to Steve and get him on at 4:48 already. Steve, you're on with David Blackman.
I had a question, and I had a comment about something that's not political. What do you think now about the people in Colombia and Mexico? Are they thinking we may be next on this stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm almost surprised we didn't go into Mexico first, frankly. I've been expecting us to have incursions into Mexico for a year now, because the cartels run the Mexican government. This Claudia Sheinbaum is just their Joe Biden. She's the figurehead, but the cartels run the country. It's a failed state right on our border, killing thousands of Americans every year with their drugs and their human trafficking. And we have every right as a country to protect ourselves from that activity. And if Sheinbaum, she doesn't, she may want to try to clean that up, but she can't if she wants to stay alive. That's just the reality of the situation. So I just really anticipate we're going to be, going in there with our special forces and cleaning out those cartels. I really do. I think that's going to happen.
I would have to believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that what's happened in Venezuela has inspired a ton of hope in those countries that also need leadership that will allow freedom and prosperity to happen. Won't happen overnight, but you're probably going to see, they're going to be, when's our turn? When are you going to come in and save our lives and give us, a decent country again?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, as you mentioned at the very beginning of the show, David, Venezuela wasn't it like one of the fourth largest economies in the world until Chavez came in and took everything over?
I don't know if it was that big in terms of ranking. It would have been, probably was in the top 10 somewhere, I would guess. But Germany used to have a huge economy, and Japan was powerful during those years, and but it could have been among the 10 biggest economies for sure. Yeah, it certainly was one of the biggest in the Western Hemisphere.
They have no worries over there because they have all those electric cars. They don't really care about the gas prices coming down.
Sure.
And watching the whole climate change, that's another topic. Maybe we can take a deeper dive on that Thursday, but that's another thing. I have the sense it's going away.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll talk all you want to about that. That's
Say
the good guys are winning.
Yes. Anything else, Steve?
I was going to congratulate you on the Indiana pick too. It looks like to me like college football is not worth watching anymore. Not because of Indiana, but you pay these players, they're acting just like NFL players.
I'm very distressed. I think college football, as we have known and loved it, it's a different thing now.
It's being ruined. Yeah. It's being destroyed.
It'll be interesting to see the TV ratings if they reflect a disinterest, because it's all about money.
Yeah. I just think,
stadiums in a few years.
Well, that's possible.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be getting more and more disenchanted with it. You look at what's happening today with the portal, is open, and you got these teams bidding on players, and now you've got a wide receiver from Auburn wanting $4 million to sign, with a school, and it's just like NFL free agency at this point.
Yeah, and that's
and look what's happened. We're not interested in the NFL anymore.
Right.
I'm not like that. Actually, David, you happily surprised me when you said I have no idea who's the favorite.
I honestly don't. I couldn't tell you who the favorites are. I kind of checked out about a month ago.
By the way, whoever's got the Super Bowl this year, I don't even know that.
The Patriots quarterback is Drake May, by the way.
There you go.
I got a text from a listener.
Drake May?
Yeah.
Yep.
Drake May.
So they're now texting you instead of me because
Why?
I'm happy.
Why?
You're the co-host. You should be getting all kinds of
because
stuff
I'm
like
the one looking stuff up in between and everything too that we talk about.
I think we need to get more of her on the show, though.
What do you mean?
I mean to interject here.
I try to.
Yeah, I talk too much.
No, David, we're here. We're here for the wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
But That's my New Year's resolution. I wasn't going to make any, but I'm making
More
it
for
now.
me.
A greater presence. I'm
There
going to
you go.
pull it out of you.
Okay.
I think that's good.
I was going to say one thing about the Democrats that are closet communists. The closets are glass.
Yeah.
I like that. See? That's excellent. By the way, can we talk about Pete Hegseth and Mark Kelly for a moment?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah.
What Hegseth has done what there with Mr. Kelly?
Well, he demoted him today. They've
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest punishments under the UCMJ. You get demotion or loss of pay.
So if Kelly's retirement goes down as a result, his rank in the Navy goes down. But the investigation is still ongoing. This is it's not the end of anything. It's the start of the punishment process for the sedition. In fact, the announcement the Pentagon released, announcing his demotion, overtly stated he engaged in sedition. So, I mean, that's a very significant thing that I haven't seen anyone talking about. It overtly stated he engaged in sedition.
So that means when the investigation completes, that probably won't be his only punishment.
Right. There could be court-martial in his future.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There's so much to look forward to.
Yes.
I've had a good feeling about 2026. David, I want to check MLB trade rumors just in case the Dodgers bought a superstar.
We haven't bought anybody. Speaking of buying players.
But, in the middle of all this chaos, I almost forgot it's Marjorie Taylor Greene's last day in Congress. And I asked the question, does anybody really care?
No.
Okay.
And next week, The View will have his new host, I guess.
Oh my gosh. You think so?
That's my prediction.
Well, she's busy bashing Trump. So that's all you need to be able to do. Have some name recognition. Maybe they think they'll bring in a few fake
Usually
conservatives.
the Republican that they put on that panel is pretty.
Well,
That's true. She doesn't qualify, does she?
I
she
hate
could
to
be a contributor on MSNBC then. Right? Now.
Well, she's not a
hard
dog.
time getting used to that crap.
I just there's one of the weirdest stories of last year. The change of her as a Trump ally. I wonder what's going on in her district. I'd love to see polling, what they're thinking in her district, because she won by like 70%, right? 70 to 30.
Yeah, she was very popular in her district. Yeah, she wanted to run for governor, and she got mad because Trump wouldn't, help her become the next governor, and that started the whole thing. And who knows? Maybe what she's been saying recently is what she's always believed, and the other part of it was an act, which is what I believe personally. And so, there's the political world is filled with frauds like that.
Yeah.
And
by the way, Pamela, you want to know how good this guy is?
Yes.
Here, I get excited. I thought I had inside information on the Hilton thing with ICE.
It's already on his list.
I looked at the back. Our printer, for whatever reason, does both sides. That should be outlawed.
Oh, I like that it does that. I don't like to have two loose pages. Boomer.
Oh!
There it is.
Shot in the heart.
There it is. Shot to the heart.
Oh my God.
She isn't wrong.
So big day in the market. Washington Post says we're good with Maduro being gone.
Yeah.
Gas prices coming down. This is either a lot of good news or we're being set up for some monumental disappointment.
Yeah.
And every time I see Mamdani, I see Satan. No doubt about it. We had Tony DeCampo and one more big story. This I did not see anywhere else, David. The DOJ and DHS are sending 2,000 personnel.
2,000.
Wow.
To Minnesota to investigate and make arrests in the fraud operations.
Maybe
I suspect that had a big thing to do with Waltz's decision to not run.
Well, they can no longer look at Donald Trump as somebody who talks about something and then does nothing. I like your take that Trump may have called Waltz. I would have loved to have heard that conversation, by the way.
Boy, me too. Maybe not Trump. Maybe Pam Bondi gave him a call, or maybe Tulsi Gabbard gave him a call. I suspect someone higher up in the Trump administration gave him a call.
This just into the Idiocracy newsroom. We have Tim Waltz's live response to that call. Okay. David Blackman, we are so grateful for your contribution on Monday. You will be with us Thursday.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it already.
If you want to do a phone call tomorrow, our buddy, we wish him well, Master Thespian, is having oral surgery tomorrow.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, he's a great guy, and he is a huge David Blackman fan.
He's great. I hope everything goes well.
Sometime over the course of this year, we need to explore a way to get you to town, to host you at Baumhauer's.
We've got to get you to Dealey Plaza, too. I mean, we've been talking about this for 7 years.
People might think that I'm a procrastinator. And I do want to do that. I really do. In fact, Dallas, yeah. I mean, my friend Rich Thomas, our weather guy, always says, you've got to go there in person to really appreciate the scene. They're not paving that over, are they? I heard something a year or two ago.
There has been proposals to redo the whole thing, but apparently it didn't get put into action. So not yet.
It's
still safe for now.
That may be, as we wrap up, the ultimate monument to the deep state, that location.
Yeah.
Because so much of what we talk about today and got people asking questions that made certain people inside the government uncomfortable started right there. David, thank you. And we will look forward to seeing you on Thursday.
Okie dokie. Y'all take care. See you Thursday.
All right.
Yeah.
What a guy. All right. So we've had a couple of changes. The movie Maven will not be joining us today.
Aw.
Oh, what's this? Did you all see this? Oh, I did not see this, but I will share it next hour. Even Mike Pence. Today, thanks to President Trump and the USS forces, liberty will be restored for the Venezuelan people. Look, even Pence, who was hardly Donald Trump's biggest supporter, maybe his biggest disappointment, even he's got good things to say. And I love seeing that. Our show brought to you by Clark's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Here's a good idea for 2026. Now, it's nice this week, but colder weather is coming back.
Again, we're doing this?
What?
The weather flip-flop.
Yes. Oh, I thought you meant I was repeating the commercial.
Oh, no. No. Keep going. I'm just disappointed in the weather.
Well, I mean, I kind of like it when it's cold. We know it's not going to last forever. And before you know it, our feet will be sizzling on the cement in early May or mid-May. But keeping you comfortable year-round, that's what a Clark's Club membership help guarantees, and saving you money. It's something that can pay for itself. If your unit is more than a couple of years old, you should have TLC. On this show, that means the love of Clark's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. The best HVAC techs on the planet and a team of plumbers that's extraordinary. I could tell you stories all day long about what they've done for me, situations they've diagnosed and applied to fix. With a Clark's Club membership, you have access to them and the HVAC techs 24/7, 365. Plus, you get 2 in-home tune-ups from the HVAC techs before each seasonal weather change. On top of that, you will be, and again, saving money. You have the guarantee of priority service because problems with these kinds of things rarely happen conveniently. Oh, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I happen to be home. There's a plumbing problem. It doesn't work that way. Oftentimes, people are competing for these kind of services at the same time, especially when the weather is super hot or super cold. You're guaranteed service with Clark's. 277-2125. Thinking about replacing your current unit? Go through Clark's. It's a great idea. I'd say in the last year, probably close to $3,000 with the system that I bought from Clark's, they installed and serviced. You can't go wrong. This is the way to do it. Get people who know their stuff on top of that and carry top-of-the-line AC systems in a wider range of prices, depending on the size of your home and so forth. 277-2125, ClarkComfort.com, Alabama certification number 09098. Skipper, Wall Street Business, Brad McDonald coming along
Well,
soon.
if you're on I-85 southbound, right around South Union, we are seeing a slowdown of traffic there. We are not seeing anything on the cams as far as an accident. We haven't heard anything reported. We will keep an eye on that, but use caution there. Getting busy all over the area. Interstates, boulevards, Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka reporting light to moderate building traffic, but no accidents at the moment. We'll keep you updated. McKenna Nissan, get up to $9,000 off select new Nissans. The lowest tax rates in Alabama are at McKenna Nissan. It's worth the drive. Exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bob Agnew. President Trump is vowing to revitalize oil production in Venezuela. It's been in decline there since it was nationalized by Hugo Chavez in the early 2000s. The solution, according to President Trump, is the return of U.S. oil companies who were kicked out of the country by Chavez.
We're going to have the big oil companies go in. They're going to fix the infrastructure. They're going to invest money. We're not going to invest anything. We're going to just take care of the country. We're going to cherish the country. We're going to take care, more importantly, of the people, including Venezuelans that are living in our country that were forced to leave their country.
And the president notes that in recent years, Venezuelan oil production has slowed to a mere trickle of its actual capacity. On Wall Street at the closing bell, the Dow was up by 627 points. The Nasdaq up 197. Oil gained $1.03 a barrel. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bob Agnew.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
Clogged drain? Overflowing septic? Don't panic. Call the experts who've been solving plumbing problems in the river region for more than 50 years. The Tierce family's local Roto-Rooter team specializes in fast drain cleaning, septic repair, and installation. One call and your troubles are on their way down the drain. That's 272-7130 or visit rotorooteralabama.com. Roto-Rooter, always here when you need us.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Today is January 5th, Whipped Cream Day. Hey, Cream, you want to go out and celebrate your special day? Better ask your wife first. You are so whipped. Happy Whipped Cream Day.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. A trial is underway in Texas for a former police officer who is part of the slow law enforcement response to the Uvalde school shooting in 2022. Former Uvalde school officer Adrian Gonzalez is charged with failing to protect children during the attack after authorities waited more than an hour to confront the gunman. The Secret Service says a man who broke windows at Vice President J.D. Vance's Ohio home and caused other property damage has been detained. Secret Service agents assigned to the home detained the man early Monday. Two law enforcement officials say the man broke a window with a hammer and tried to enter the house. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 594 points. The Nasdaq rose 160. This is SRN News.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
My debt problem started probably about 2016. I needed my life to change financially. I called Trinity and I ended up joining based on high credit card bills and high interest rate. And my counselor at Trinity has been great, and Trinity has been helping me to get on the right path of paying off these credit card bills, bringing down the interest rate. They have consolidated my bills into one low monthly payment. And now I am finally getting out of credit card debt. So I just want to say thank you, Trinity, for showing me a better and greater path.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-936-5496.
My name is Sharon, and soon I will be debt-free for keeps.
1-800-936-5496.
This is not headline news. It's dry January. This is when millions of Americans abstain from alcohol, and millions more lie about abstaining from alcohol. Tom Brady is dating a social media influencer half his age. Ha! Only half? Scoffed Bill Belichick. Stranger Things had its series finale. What a crazy twist ending. Who could have guessed that the Upside Down was actually America in 2025? And actor Mickey Rourke owes $60,000 in back rent. Ironically, he faces eviction in 9.5 weeks. This is not headline news.
And welcome back at 8 minutes after 5 o'clock. Dana is waiting. That was a nice surprise to see your name on the board.
Thank you. I hope y'all are having a good afternoon.
I think it's been good. Yeah.
It's been good.
I sent you something on Messenger, Greg. It's a little dog, with this little coat, and it's bogging on out in the cold, running. Well, not really running, kind of, walking along, and he's singing in his head. Now, it's funny. I don't think there's anything in there that you can't air to, air out, but it is.
Now, this is it's a video.
No one else can shake it off.
This dog is lost or what?
No, he's being walked. His dad, I think
just
it's
a funny
his dad,
video.
has content of it, and he's all the time, talking and telling stuff. So that's a really funny little video.
I'm sorry, I mistook you until I saw it that this was a dog that had been lost or was wandering around homeless.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's funny.
Oh, well,
It's a
absolutely.
funny
I'll watch this, of course.
But yeah, I follow them. I've got to where I don't follow all these Democrats and liberals and crazies.
No.
I know you have plenty of those.
I told someone in my association over the weekend, I said, if the Venezuelans are celebrating, why are you protesting this? I haven't got a response.
Because it's Trump. They're so mentally ill over Donald Trump. They don't care if it's good or bad. He did something, and they're going to believe the worst, no matter what it is. It's getting old, frankly, too.
Idiots. I told her, I said, you participated in the No Kings rally, but yet now you're protesting because a drug lord dictator has been removed.
Right. Exactly.
I said your TDS is at the all-time high.
Absolutely is. Absolutely is. Well, thank you for thinking of me, Dana. We appreciate it.
Sure, y'all have a good rest of your evening.
Okay. Nice to hear from you in the afternoon, too. Dana's off on a morning caller. Have you heard the new morning show song?
Yes, you played it last week for us. Yeah,
the more I hear it, the more I love it.
Yeah.
We may play that this afternoon, too. Where are we? 511. Oh, I wanted to talk about Georgia Floors Direct because they have some amazing beginning of the year deals for you. Ooh. And I got this straight from the man, from my friend Don Davenport. And this is a chance for incredible savings. For example, hardwood that's normally $4.99 a square foot, it's $2.99 right now at Georgia Floors Direct. Luxury vinyl plank flooring, 20 millimeter pad attached, regularly $4.49. That is now $2.99. And luxury vinyl plank flooring starting out at 79 cents. 79 cents a square foot. These are crazy prices, but if you've been contemplating a change, whether it's a room or your whole home, you got multiple options here in an array of price ranges, but it's all going to look good, and it's going to be installed by their people. Carpet truckloads, 40 to 70% off regular pricing. This is right now at Georgia Floors Direct. LVP, by the way, is the hot ticket, and that luxury vinyl plank flooring, that's an opportunity. At $2.99 and some at 79 cents a square foot.
Yeah.
Hey, jump on that while it's there. Maybe they've lost their senses. I doubt it. This is legit. They never do the bait and switch thing at Georgia Floors Direct like some do, but I've been working with them for a long, long time. So that's good news for the new year and for your home. From Jeff Ballinson and the Mary Bandit Floors at Georgia Floors Direct, flooring destination since 1969 on the Boulevard across from Lowe's. We will take 1 minute here, get Rich's weather, and be joined by Brant McDonald next.
Did you know that 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February? Did you know there's a good chance it's just hormones? Hi, I'm Evan Bass, founder of Montgomery Men's Health, and I started this clinic to take care of men. If your testosterone is low, then motivation, energy, and drive often follow too. And keeping resolutions can feel like walking through mud. Even more so as we age, these things tend to get worse if untreated. Guys, you're not alone. Your urologist-led support team at Montgomery Men's Health has your back. For years, we've effectively treated ED and low T comprehensively and with proven treatments dialed in just for you. With same-day booking, you can meet our passionate team, and by this afternoon, you'll leave with a plan that's designed to be sustainable for life. The number one thing we hear guys say is, I forgot how I used to feel. Guys, it's time to feel amazing and crush this new year. Call my team right now and let us treat you to an unforgettable experience. Dial 334-440-3663 or go to montgomerymenshealth.com. montgomerymenshealth.com.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillips Schimbaum.
My name is Aaron Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillips Schimbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911. Rich Thomas Weather.
Hi, everybody. On this first full week of 2026, we have a warming trend to look forward to. Tonight will be cloudy at times, overnight low temperature down to about 51. I've got us around 74 for a high tomorrow and middle 70s on Wednesday. Dry weather, partial sunshine. The next risk of isolated showers holding off till about Thursday, and a better chance, I think, on Friday with highs in the 70s both days. More showers on Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
You know, I have to say, somebody got a spanking.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
The holidays are over now. This year's gonna be great. We'll get promoted at our jobs and lose that extra weight. We'll read a book, we'll exercise, have great relationships. We'll all be better people now in 2026.
And to make all of that come true, we welcome the man that we call Mr. Right on the Money, Brant McDonald from Invista Advisors. Good afternoon, Brant. Happy New Year.
Hey, right back at you, buddy.
I don't recall a new year starting off with quite the boom we saw today in the markets. Sometimes when we just when we were setting up in Kuwait many years ago, the market took a hit. It was nervous. This Venezuelan thing seems to have put everybody in a chipper state. Give us the inside scoop.
Well, I think it's multifaceted. First of all, I think that when you think about big money, really, really big money, I'm talking about the types of investors that are hundreds of billions of dollars globally, internationally. They need a stable U.S. economic market. They want a stable market. They want a stronger dollar. They see the geopolitical unrest around the world. There's a reason that we've seen things like gold and silver and others that have rallied. Now a multi-year rally, and gold up again today. But the primary reason is, I think that, the primary reason I think people are celebrating a little bit today is that this administration gets it, and they're taking action. You know, you think about one of the first things Trump did when he came into office was announced that, hey, we're going to take back the Panama Canal. And then for the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks or so, he's had a pretty nice heavy buildup, a naval sort of armada, if you will, U.S. Presence down there in the Gulf, right off the coast of Venezuela in the Caribbean. And I think that most market participants fully realized that the end goal, the end state of this whole thing was the removal of Maduro, a communist, really, really nasty dictator, a prodigy of Hugo Chavez. We all know how ruthless that man was back in the 80s. Maduro's been the same way. And I think now we've taken him out. One of the things, we talk about markets going up. Well, you have to, as I always say, peel back these indexes and look at the companies that are part of these indexes and which ones of those companies are going up. And a big, huge part of today's rally was the U.S. oil companies, the U.S. oil service companies. Because think about it now, if we can get the Russia-Ukraine thing done, you've got a massive infrastructure rebuild that will happen there. You're going to have a massive infrastructure rebuild of the entire oil infrastructure market in Venezuela. Yes, they have over 300 billion barrels of proven oil in the ground and ready to pull out, but they have really, really old infrastructure, and so I think the market recognizes there'll be a heavy U.S. presence there. And then even Trump himself said, watch out Colombia, and he's also hinted around at Cuba. So this sounds kind of crazy. I know people call it the Don Road doctrine now, and there's a lot to that. But I think from a military perspective, a tactical, strategic sort of global perspective, look, I've been saying on the air now for years with you, Greg, the United States is at war with China. We've been at war with China. Just because we aren't exchanging missiles and gunfire doesn't mean we're not at war. There's a technological war, a cyber war, and it's been going on every day. And I think that Trump has sent them a loud and clear message. Remember, the Chinese were importing about close to 75% of all of the oil that was being produced in Venezuela. So now China has to deal with President Trump in the United States in terms of getting access to that oil. And guess what? If you want to run a large military like China does, if you want to gird yourself for war, you have to have crude oil. I really think the president is outsmarting everyone on this. It's not like it's a total surprise. He's been telling everyone he's going to do it, and he's just putting the plan into action. So back to the market today. I think, on the heels of the strong GDP report that we saw several weeks ago, the better than expected CPI report, here we go now heading into this new year. And I think that there's a lot of confidence building that the U.S. economy has a real chance to run closer to that 5% GDP. And as I've said on the air with you over and over and over again, President Trump is going to run this economy hot. And that's what I mean. He's going to run it hot. He's, tax reform, deregulation, all of the things, the ingredients that you need to propel an economy and put it into hyperdrive. He did that in 2025. But in order to set the stage and set the table for this, he had to endure some pain. And that's what we predicted last year, this time a year ago when we were talking with you, that it wasn't going to be easy, that there was going to be a little bit of pain involved. And there has been. And I think 26 has a chance to be a really great year. I think that it'll probably be back end loaded, but certainly we'll be excited to see what kind of data we get, from the Bureau of Labor Statistics on jobs, which will be coming up soon. And then we also get the inflation readings, PCE, coming up soon, the CPI, all of that within the next 2 weeks. And that has, a potential to propel the market higher. But last, I'll just say, the one really cool thing about this market, and I've been calling on this for nearly 2 years, we're now broadening out. A lot of money is moving from the NASDAQ 100, the Magnificent Seven names, and into the broader market. That is what we've been needing. That constitutes a much healthier market, and so I applaud that. But anyway, Greg, that's where we are. I look forward to the data we're going to get this week. We'll be right here with you every afternoon, and certainly monitoring, geopolitical events like Venezuela as they unfold.
That's very important what you just said about the broadening of the market beyond the big seven, because when you have just seven and one of them has a hiccup or something, who knows? That can have a much more impactful negative ripple effect as opposed to the broader market thriving as a unit. Am I analyzing that correctly?
You are, but I'll just leave you with this statistic. I mean, this is just one little anecdote. I mean, you look at the NASDAQ 100 3 years ago, the total value of the entire NASDAQ 100 was around $12 trillion. Today, it's closer to $32 or $3 trillion in 3 years. You look at the U.S. oil and energy complex, the entire thing is probably close to $1 trillion. So compare that. Think about that. $32 trillion in the NASDAQ 100 and $1 trillion in the U.S. energy complex. But yet all these AI companies have to have energy in order for their business models to work. I mean, this is like pure comedy.
Yeah.
So that's why I say I think you're going to continue to see money rotate out of these names that are overvalued and into some of these others, particularly when we're going to be active in places like Venezuela and others, potentially Cuba. Can you imagine if the United States freed Cuba and we opened that country up? My goodness gracious.
That's what David Blackman touched on with us today. I mean, he says it could be that we're finally going to do what should have been done in 1960 when Castro came into power, is go in, take him out. And look what's happened since. The Cuban people have suffered. We had the Cold War, the Cuban Missile Crisis, and all those things because we let that guy stay in power.
No question about it. And if you live in New York City and you voted for Mamdani, go look at what Cuba has become, because that's what you just voted for. But yeah, like I was saying, I mean, those people are still driving Edsels and can't find the part.
I know. I mentioned it looks like a clip from American Graffiti.
Yeah, it does.
When you see the cars there. Well, Brad, thank you for the time, and it's great to have some good news to talk about.
Exactly. It is. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everyone listening, and super excited about this year.
All righty, my friend. Take care.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor, and separate entity from LPL Financial.
Jeff is on the phone. Jeff.
Hey, I was trying to call y'all back when David was there, but
we were asking you to call back. We were ready to take your call immediately. I'm sorry that you were inconvenienced.
That's okay. I was going to say, y'all was talking about New York and them being idiots.
Yes.
The good thing about it, when all the millionaires move out, we can always build a wall around it. Mm-hmm. Let them have it.
They're building their own wall around themselves, and they don't even realize it. It's so pathetic and ironic that the capitalist center of the universe is in the hands of a communist a-hole.
Yep.
And I'm being kind.
They think they're going to get something for free. Ain't nothing in life free.
Correct. Thank you, my friend. I'm glad you were able to get on and join us at 526. Let's see what's happening on your commute.
Well, if you're on I-85 southbound, right around South Union, we are seeing a slowdown of traffic there. We are not seeing anything on the cams as far as an accident. We haven't heard anything reported. We will keep an eye on that, but use caution there. Getting busy all over the area. Interstates, boulevards, Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka reporting light to moderate building traffic, but no accidents at the moment. We'll keep you updated. McKenna Nissan, get up to $9,000 off select new Nissans. The lowest tax rates in Alabama are at McKenna Nissan. It's worth the drive. Exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Buckle up with J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free. E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free.
At E-Bike Oasis, we're more than just Montgomery's best electric bicycle store. E-Bike Oasis offers free 1-hour electrical bicycle rentals and a full-service electric bike repair shop. Stop by E-Bike Oasis in Montgomery today for free rentals, repairs, and electric bicycle brands in town.
This is Jennifer Pestricelli, General Sales Manager and co-owner of Blue Water Broadcasting, and we're powering up our sales team. If you're a go-getter who loves meeting people, closing deals, and helping local businesses win, this is your moment. You'll develop broadcast and digital advertising campaigns, prospect for new clients, and manage your own list of accounts, all in a fast-paced, creative environment. Outside sales experience is a huge plus. Media experience is even better. Ready to level up your career? Send me your resume today by going to bluewaterbroadcasting.com.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1. WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Quit smoking. That's good for your teeth. You ever tried that? Holy cows, that's tough, huh? I smoked ever since I was a kid. I always remember smoking, you know? One time I remember as a little kid, I was like 8 years old, and I was behind my garage. I was sneaking a cigarette back there, and my dad caught me. I'll never forget it. His big head came around the corner of the garage. There it was, my dad's big head. And then his body, right after it. There's his body. Trailing his head as it often would. And he grabbed me, and he hauled me in. And I thought I was in for the strapping of my life, you know? What he did is he pulled out his giant cigar. Must have been half the size of my arm, this big cigar. Stuck it in my mouth, lit it up, made me smoke it all the way through, right to the end. That's when I started smoking cigars real heavy. That plan backfired on him. And there was another time I remember, now that I'm thinking about it, I was behind the garage again, as luck would have it. And this time I was smoking a big fat joint back there. And don't do drugs. And my dad's big head showed up again. And there's no body this time, just a big head. That was the funny part. He liked to mix it up like that, you know? So anyways, he grabbed me there with his teeth, and he hauled me in. And I thought I was in for the strapping of my life, you know, but injected me with heroin. So he was a strict man, I'll tell you that. But you gotta quit smoking, that's all I know, man. You gotta quit. It's not all I know other things too, but yeah, kind of a wasted life if that's all I combed out of it there. But you gotta quit smoking, because otherwise you get old and then unhealthy, you know? You see a lot of that, you know? Oh, some guys don't. You ever see those old guys? Doesn't matter what the hell they do to themselves. They just grow old anyway, you know? Meet a guy, be the oldest you ever met, you know? Just does everything wrong, you know? Every day, I smoke 4 packs of cigarettes. I drink a bottle of Jack Daniels, and I'd like to die. God, I'd love to die. One time I put a shotgun in my mouth. There's a whole back of my head out there. Just a slight ringing in the ears.
Well, the Critics' Choice Awards were last night.
Oh, is that what was on?
Awards season has begun. I never really paid much attention to this, but the movie Maven has, and we may have a title in there that you might want to rethink. Again, Nuremberg was excellent. Rich watched it, and so did a couple of other people that I recommended the movie to, and of course the movie Maven did. To wait for that very last moment of screen time for the ultimate touch of irony. I love irony. I don't always understand it, so I've been told.
Jacob Elordi won for Frankenstein.
Yeah, that may be
The Creature.
That may be a big Golden Globe Oscar. The Oscar nominations come out in about 3 weeks, I think. Not that there's a lot of well, you and Ellen with Frankenstein, I guess, but
Oh, Sinners won for Best Original Screenplay. That was another favorite of mine this past year.
I didn't see that.
That's that vampire movie. so good.
Oh, vampires.
Yes,
but
it takes place in like the Jim Crow era in the South. It's so good. The music is so good.
Well, I'll tell you what. We will talk about it in about 3 shopping minutes here on News Talk 93.1 FM. Skipper's got your traffic. Sky's got Blue Water News, then Rich's weather.
Traffic really busy all over the area right now, but we are not seeing any real slowdowns anywhere. Busiest on I-65 and 85 in the boulevards. Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka reporting light to mostly moderate traffic. Busy at times on 65 northbound out of Montgomery and 231 to Wetumpka. Keep it here. We'll keep you updated. McKinnon Toyota just received the last shipment of RAV4s until next March. If you want one, now's the time. The lowest tax rates in Alabama are at McKinnon Toyota. Exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. A man was critically injured in an early Sunday morning stabbing in Montgomery. The incident happened near Montgomery Mall in the 3500 block of McGee Place Drive, where a man was found with life-threatening injuries from a stab wound. The unidentified victim was taken to a nearby hospital in critical condition. Suspect and motive remain unknown. Montgomery police continue to investigate a failed crash on Interstate 85. Police responded to the I-85 intersection near Eastern Boulevard early Friday morning, where 66-year-old Kenneth Ray Gibson was found unresponsive and pronounced dead. The circumstances surrounding the incident remain unclear. No other details have been made available. The city of Montgomery is launching a major zoning ordinance update. According to Shaletta Jones, land use control specialist for Montgomery, the city is updating its zoning ordinance, which determines how land is used, where homes are built, and how businesses grow. The city's zoning plan was last updated in 1985. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Earnest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Earnest. 334-279-7431. Earnest Financial, LLC.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Hi, everybody. On this first full week of 2026, we have a warming trend to look forward to. Tonight will be cloudy at times, overnight low temperature down to about 51. I've got us around 74 for a high tomorrow and middle 70s on Wednesday. Dry weather, partial sunshine. The next risk of isolated showers holding off till about Thursday, and a better chance, I think, on Friday with highs in the 70s both days. More showers on Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The holidays may be over, but the bills don't have to weigh you down. Let ASE Credit Union help lighten your financial load with our special post-holiday loan options. Visit us online at yourasecu.com or stop by one of our branches to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
I'm Jeff Bezos. If you've seen pictures of me recently, you'll notice that my New Year's resolution is to let my hair down. Oh, and since I cannot grow hair atop my cranium, I'm referring to the hair down on my chin. That's right, ladies. I've grown a beard. Ooh, oh. And with that, my transformation from nerdy tech geek to rugged manly man is complete. I'm like Vin Diesel with a mega yacht. I'm like Terry Crews, except I can't do that thing where I twitch my pectoral muscles. Oh. But I'm working on it. So what's next? Well, perhaps I'll make another resolution to star in my own action film, because I'm like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson with my own movie studio. Oh, it's going to be the best New Year ever.
There's some movie news there, and now there's more with Miss Murray. Her Movie Minute brought to you by AMS Studios. Relax your soul, refresh your mind, renew your spirit with AMS Studios in Prattville. AMS-studios.com or call 730-1268. We welcome the movie maven, Ellen Murray.
Hey.
I have this on the Critics' Choice Award. This is a clip from last night, and this is all they sent. So there you
Spoiler
go.
alert.
Well, I mean, we played that this morning. But the Critics' Choice, I guess that's movie critics.
It's gotta
one
be
of the precursors to the Oscars. I didn't actually know it was on until this morning. I saw a headline about how everybody was mad they just gave them this little snack plate instead of real food, like cheese and crackers and fruit on it.
Times are tough.
I really think if that's the preview, this is a hell of a statement on just how weak this last year was for Hollywood.
I know. I mean, Timothée Chalamet is a great actor, but this movie is about ping pong. It's so weird.
Right.
And I did predict this like months ago when I first saw it. I was like, it sounds weird, but it sounds like a Hollywood favorite sort of thing, a comeback story of a guy that's just all about heart and drive, and it doesn't really matter that nobody cares about ping pong. He's going for it.
Well,
he's the Rocky of ping pong players, I guess. Huh?
No, one battle after another. I'm not terribly surprised that it won. I think it was going to be number one contender. I know Pamela and I want Frankenstein to win everything, but
well, Sinners won some too, and I was happy about that.
I still need to see that one.
You do. It's super good.
Yeah. Nothing else was really surprising to me. In fact, Jessie Buckley, I'm glad she won Best Actress. I think that she'll probably win the Oscar too. There's not a lot of competition on that one.
And Noah Wyle won for what? Best Actor?
In a series.
Yeah.
See, they didn't even make that differentiation on the thing because he's always been Mr. Made for TV. He's never been a headliner on a theatrical release.
He's always been in hospital and doctor shows too, hasn't he?
I know, isn't that funny?
Yeah, I think
it's like
because he was on ER
redone. Yeah.
Well, he's born with a silver stethoscope in his ears. So
yeah, it was Timothée Chalamet who was Best Actor in a Picture.
I'll admit I only looked at the movies and not the TV, so I didn't. I don't have that to chat about. But
I liked what they gave Frankenstein and Sinners the awards for, and I was glad to see that animated movie K-pop Demon Hunters that my kids love won a couple times.
I've heard a lot of people like that one.
So what did win for Frankenstein? What honors did it receive?
Well, Jacob Elordi won for the Best Supporting Actor.
Best Supporting, yep.
And then they won for costume and hair and makeup. And one more, production design. Which all were phenomenal. They were. I mean, the wardrobe and then, of course, the makeup for the creature, it took him like 11 hours to get into that makeup. Can you imagine doing that before you even start your workday?
No. If I had to put 11 hours worth of makeup on to work with Rich Thomas, I would probably be...
I don't put more than 5 minutes of makeup on. If it takes more than that, I'm not doing it.
Well, the two of you don't need the makeup thing, It's nice to have that advantage in life, isn't it?
No.
Have you watched anything recently that you want to talk about today or preview for the days ahead?
Well, for Christmas, I got a book called Hollywood Babylon, which I have been reading, and it's really good. It's about all the scandals that happened, like starting in early Hollywood, 1920s and so forth. And so I decided I wanted to watch a movie called Babylon, which is loosely based on this. I mean, the same golden era of Hollywood and the sex, drugs, and scandals that came back in that time. And it's starring Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt, and it's really long. It's like 3+ hours. So, of course, I didn't watch it in one sitting, but it was fun. I mean, like, the decadence is really exciting to watch. The story kind of fizzles, but, I mean, I'm not recommending it to anybody, but it does exist out there if you're into that era and want to see like it kind of represented pretty good.
I have never worked in Hollywood, but I have spent tons of time in LA. And I think, obviously these scandals and this kind of, we still get these stories. I think when you've reached a certain level of fame, it drives people to look for the next step up.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's fatal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say about she is great at coming up with things that deserve a second look. And the movie about Grace Kelly with Nicole Kidman.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was absolutely worth a watch, but I'd like to take a deeper dive on that too.
Let's do that tomorrow.
We're going to be here.
Yeah, we will.
We will be here tomorrow, so we will look forward to that. And let's talk about your Facebook page.
It's the Movie Mavens VIPs on Facebook. Ask to be added as a friend, and we have some discussions there. Hasn't been a lot of activity lately, and that's my fault. I'm not good at running a social media page, but I'm working on it.
I forced it on you. I said, it's ready. Here you go.
No,
well, I've been promising it for a year, so it was about time.
No, there was some great guidance on holiday stuff to watch. And during the holidays, look, we're doing this. Half the people didn't even know what day it was for the last 2 weeks. So
I know. That's why, like, today, the first Monday back after all of that is over, and it's like, whoa.
And it feels like Friday was Monday. So today it felt very odd.
Yes.
Well, we thank you for taking the time out of your busy afternoon to join us, and we will look forward to chatting tomorrow, as they say.
All right. Ta-ta.
Bye.
We got a ta-ta from the movie, baby. Aren't we lucky? Thank you so much, Ellen Murray. It is 5:45.
Hello, everyone. Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
Call Dad. No, Ella, call Chad.
Since 1993, Chad has been showing up, ready to help with whatever your home AC needs. His mission, to serve first. Chad takes the time to understand exactly what you're looking for, and if he can help, he'll walk you through the best options, sometimes even with 0% or low payment financing to make things easier. No more sweating over hot and cold spots, surprise $700 energy bills, or wondering if your unit will make it through another season. Call Chad today at 784-9144. That's 784-9144.
Call Dad. No, Ella, call Chad.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension of only sleight of hand, but no mind. A journey into a dubious land whose boundaries are that of imagination. The signpost up ahead warns of a sharp turn to the left. You've just entered the liberal zone.
No, give me all your money.
Here, take it all. Take it, please, please. My gift to you.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this security camera videotape clearly shows the defendant, John Taylor, robbing the grab-and-go market at gunpoint. Your Honor, I rest my case.
Just a moment. Did you have permission from the defendant to videotape him?
Well, no, Your Honor.
Then I'm afraid I'll have to disallow this videotape to be used against the defendant, since you willfully violated his constitutional right to privacy in public places. Case dismissed.
Excuse me, Your Honor, what constitutional right to privacy in public places?
Oh, don't you know? It's all the rage in France right now. In fact, just the other day, I was talking to my good friend, Judge Pierre Fragois, and he said...
Brian Jones, a lonely city prosecutor, has just had his world turned upside down by a crazy judge with a living constitution, something which only makes sense in the liberal zone.
Nothing makes sense in the liberal zone when you think about it. I've watched a couple of things on YouTube. There's some great, they're like 15, 20-minute long videos produced by fans. And last night I watched 20 Things You Didn't Know About Perry Mason.
Okay.
Which ran for years. It's still a watchable show, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it really got into the details of some stories from behind the scenes. The guy that played Hamilton Berger on the TV series.
Hamburger.
Yeah. He got caught at a party, a naked party with other people smoking marijuana. Now, this is in the 50s.
Oh.
And the case was tossed by a judge for lack of evidence, but the arrest made headlines. CBS was going to toss him off the show because they didn't want the association. Raymond Burr and the rest of the cast stood up and said, no, he's staying. He's been found guilty of nothing. You can't say he did anything wrong.
Right.
We've all had episodes of poor judgment, maybe, but he certainly didn't commit any crime. He didn't hurt anybody.
Right.
And CBS eventually acquiesced
Good.
to that. But what struck me as funny, Hamilton Berger is like the most natural pickle puss that was ever on TV in any role. And it was just kind of hard to picture him smoking doobies in a
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And being naked. But apparently one of the women that was at the party eventually became his wife, and they lived happily ever after. I don't know. But I'm really enjoying those kinds of not deep dives, but things you just didn't know about, shows you've watched for years and enjoy.
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff.
And Raymond Burr was a really good character guy. I mean, he was a good human being. It takes balls to put your career on the line to stand up for somebody else. It doesn't happen often in Hollywood, rarely happens in our business, although I have done that a couple of times. And those are on YouTube, free to watch. I think I'm going to get free YouTube, the commercial for YouTube now.
Yeah.
Because they always interrupt you right at a critical moment.
It's Jeff again. This
Jeff,
is the last 10 minutes.
What did we miss the last
You were
time?
talking about one of my favorite shows. Did you know that the guy that played Hamilton Berger was originally cast to be Perry Mason?
Yes, that's true. In fact, but when Raymond Burr was trying out for Hamilton Berger's role, but he had such command on screen. In fact, the guy who created Perry Mason, Earl Stanley Gardner, they messed with his stuff. So when CBS wanted to do a Perry Mason show, he insisted on involvement and a big share of the profits from the show. And he had final say on the casting. And when he saw Raymond Burr auditioning in the Hamilton Berger role, he says, that's the guy. That's Perry Mason right there, with those compelling eyes, that big baritone voice of his, that certainty of demeanor, and frankly, let's face it, if you got into some kind of a jackpot, who do you want? I want Raymond Burr.
Yeah, no doubt.
I want that version of Perry Mason.
I had heard rumor years ago that Earl Stanley Gardner, in order for Bird to have his character be so good, he sent him to night school.
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
That was true.
Yeah.
I always wondered about that.
And there were people involved with that show that were very particular about the legal aspects of it. I mean, the courtroom demeanor, the things, if it was something that wouldn't happen in a court of law. I mean, they've double checked everything. That show was a painstaking process from the writing to the actual shoot, because they had consultants who wanted to keep the authenticity to the highest level they could.
And I'm glad they did, because I always loved Perry Mason. I still watch it every now and then.
Yeah, no, look, if there's nothing else on, I don't think I've seen every episode of Perry Mason, but I've seen it, at least 100 or more.
William Catt was Barbara Hale's son.
Yes, that's right. And there's another celebrity connection here too. Hedda Hopper's son was the guy that played Paul Drake.
Oh.
Right.
The big
really?
30s gossip columnist. Yeah. She may have had some influence there too.
And I need to make a correction. I told you about the movie Equilibrium. It was Christian Bale, not who I thought it was.
Oh, okay. Christian Bale's
But it's still
awesome.
a good movie. It's still a good movie.
What's the plot of Equilibrium? I'm curious.
It's a futuristic. They give you these drugs that keeps you mellow, and it's kind of a cross between 1984, Fahrenheit 451, and a couple of others. That kind of thrown in there.
Yeah,
it's really a good movie. It's got the martial arts. They use what they call gun kata. It's mathematics and martial arts with a weapon.
Interesting.
And it is unbelievable. The magic of it is unbelievable.
Are you on the Movie Maven VIP page? You should be participating.
Yeah, I need to.
Please.
Is Movie Maven VIP?
Yep.
Movie Maven VIP page, yes.
Okay. Another one you need. I just watched this one the other day with Denzel Washington. It's called Out of Time. It has Denzel Washington and Eva Mendez.
Okay.
It is good.
We appreciate it. Thanks, Jeff. We're just out of time here at 5:55. I saw this story first thing this morning, but I was only on the morning show till 7:15 because I had to go over here to the cancer center for all this blood stuff. Do I look pale today?
No.
I took a lot of blood.
You don't.
I feel good.
You just keep remaking it. So they need to keep taking it.
That's what I hear. That's the ugly rumor behind all that. Susan Erica Avalon, age 51, faces second-degree homicide charges after authorities say she killed not one, but two former husbands.
What'd they do?
In separate Florida counties. They found a 53-year-old man with gunshot wounds at a Heritage Harbor home. When asked who shot him, the victim said, possibly my ex-wife, before dying.
Oh,
wow.
gosh.
His 15-year-old daughter, also Avalon's child, witnessed the attack and saw a masked person in gray leaving in a silver Honda Odyssey. Police later found Avalon cleaning the same minivan with bleach. Do you think? When told they wanted to discuss her ex-husband, she allegedly asked which one, prompting a welfare check that revealed her other had also been murdered in Tampa.
What'd they do?
I guess she really hated them or
I need
something.
the hot gossip.
There's no gossip here. Maybe more will come out.
Somebody's going to make a TikTok about this.
I mean, I've worked with people who had enough ex-husbands that if they wanted them all gone, they could be accused of mass murder. But fortunately, we don't have to do that story here today.
I'm looking this up.
Oh, can we put that page on? Mark Cumby, thank you
Yeah.
for some great contributions today. I'd like everybody to see this. This is Pamela and me as looking like news anchors.
Yeah, it looks like me from far away, but not up close.
Well, I'm better seen far away. That's why I think it's done this way. But nice work, Mark. And I am getting ready to pop that on Facebook just for funsies. Or maybe I'll make it I need a new cover photo.
It says a possible motive may be related to child support.
How about that? So a couple of
There's always something. Deadbeats.
Deadbeats.
Yep.
That's a powerful motivation.
She smiled in her mugshot.
She must be feeling really good about what she did. Cleaning her Odyssey minivan with bleach.
Oh, man.
You know, nothing like leaving a little evidence around to make the job easier for the cops. We're at 5:58. Our final traffic with Skipper.
Well, we are really seeing some heavy traffic around the Montgomery area right now, especially 85 northbound Bell to Taylor on out to Chantilly. And we got a good bit of traffic on East and East-South Boulevard, I-65 northbound, light to mostly moderate. Busy on 231 to Wetumpka, but folks are getting where they're going. No real issues. We will keep you updated. Tommy House Studios is more than just a website builder. They help small businesses grow. With 25 years of proven results, they know what works. Visit TommyHouse.com and get started today. Buckle up with the J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
Need some extra cash? Gold and silver are at an all-time high. Turn your old coins, currency, or gold and silver into money at Trademark Coins and Currency, the only coin shop in the River region with over 40 years of experience. Veteran owned and operated, and proudly serving Montgomery from their location off Vaughn Road. Trademark Coins and Currency is always buying, and free appraisals means there's no pressure, just real value. Make an appointment today. Learn more at trademarkcoinsandcurrency.com. Trademark Coins and Currency. Experience you can count on.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Everybody is to leave here immediately.
Well, this afternoon really went ripping by, and there was so much good news. I mean, I got to get used to this. So many positive stories. On behalf of Pamela Dubuque, the movie maker, and of course David Blackman, thanks for tuning in. See you in the morning with Rich and Jay. Thanks for punching us up.
Adios, muchacho.